Music just died, guys. Not sure why. Seconds. Wasn't that nice, guys? It was beautiful. Hey, well, I have a special guest, but I think he's eating right now. So I just wanted to. You might be asking, well, why do I have a tennis match on the picture? And the reason for that is approximately 10,000 people. I thought it'd be cool to get a visualization of what 10,000 people look like in the YouTube world. 10,000 subscribers isn't, it's nothing huge, but when you think about it, that's a lot of people, man. Look at all those people, 10,000 people. So I'm very grateful, very thankful for everyone that helped me get there. So let me let's take that off. Here I am. I was here the whole time. I bet you didn't know that. I was hiding behind the tennis match. Got my beer here. Let's see if I can add Marty to the stream. Hi, Marty. Marty's muted. Let's see if he can hear me. You're muted right now. I think you muted yourself, or do you want me to? There you go. No, I don't hear you though. Let's see. Say something, Marty. Nope. Okay. Why don't we hear Marty? Let's see. let's see. Why don't we hear Marty? Let's change to here. Just hold on a second, Marty. I'm not sure if it's you or me. I do not hear you, though. Okay. I'm in my headphones. Okay, try something now, Marty. Say something. No. All right. Why is that? Why is that? So you guys hear me fine, right? I believe you do. Mickey wasting no time with the age remarks. You guys hear me okay? I assume you do. If you heard that music, you can hear me okay. Yep, okay. They say they hear me, Marty. They do not hear you. I can mute and unmute you, Marty, but I still don't hear you, though, at all, for some reason.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah. What'd you do differently?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Weird. Now I can't. Yeah, I went to connect it to my phone, but I'm trying to use my earbuds for audio, which is
Okay.
better.
Wow. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good. Thanks. Sorry about that. All my
That's all
fault.
right. That's okay.
So
No problem.
I wanted to say again, I'm eating my chocolate kisses from my Christmas supply. Got to finish them off.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still working on some of my Christmas candy as well. Okay, so Leo, the volume. You're saying the volume on Marty's volume was low, but it sounds better to me now. But if someone else can confirm that, let me know, because we're always on a delay in this situation. Marty, do you see that Mickey's here?
Yeah. Why did you invite him?
I did. Well, I didn't. He's in chat.
Oh.
But of course, he said it's an old man stream right away.
Yeah.
Might as well get the insults out of the way right away.
Yeah. Hi, Mickey. all in good
Love
fun.
you. Yeah, exactly. All in good fun. So here we are. We are at 10,000 subscribers. I asked Marty if he wanted to stop by. He graciously is joining me today. And
yeah, congratulations.
This is something that it was a goal of mine for a while to get here. And who's messaging me right now? Okay, good. Hold on one second. Cindy's not here right now, and the reason she is not here is because she took our dog to Katie's house because the neighbors decided that they wanted a second day of fireworks. And Elsa hates fireworks. She's terrified of them, and she'll like go in the tub and shake the entire time. She's absolutely terrified of loud noises like that. And the neighbors were firing off fireworks, and they are now done. So I just told Cindy she can come back. So yeah, what's the fireworks situation like out there in LA, Marty? I would assume with the drought all the time, it's probably not a good idea.
It's mostly gunfire. I'm not joking.
They fire their guns off instead?
Well, at least I'm sure there's some fireworks, but you can also hear what's distinctly guns somewhere off in the distance, at night, right? Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I live in a rural area, and they have these pop-up fireworks stores basically. And when I came home New Year's Eve, there was like 20 people in line just grabbing the fireworks. It's just, when I was younger, I used to think fireworks are cool, but I would say for the last 25 years, I really do not enjoy them. But of course, I've had dogs most of that time as well, and all of my dogs have always been terrified of them. So,
are fireworks legal in Florida?
They're legal. They're legal to sell, And in our county, they're legal to shoot off 4th of July, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day. That's it. Otherwise, it's a misdemeanor.
It's more restricted in LA. What's funny is we have these what I call draconian laws against fireworks. You know, like they can only sell the fireworks, I think, starting the morning of. I mean, it's pretty really controlled. But at night, which I've done a couple times now with my wheel, I go up into the mountains, and it's the most spectacular display of fireworks. 360 degrees. It looks like a war zone. I'm not joking. It's incredible, the fireworks.
Well, sure, you can see so far when you're up that high.
Oh yeah, and you know the fireworks you can buy now that people buy now, they seem as good as the ones that your town has, right?
Yeah.
And so imagine 10 million people in the LA basin. Vast amounts of them are fire. It's like a fire. It's really looks like a war zone for 2 to 3 hours, and it's all illegal. It's like no one's paying attention to the rules.
Well, it's cool. Like I haven't done this in a while, but a couple of times I'll go down to the beach. You know, in non-COVID times, they actually would be. You know, they have fireworks over the Naples Pier, and when you go down there, you could see not only the Naples fireworks, but as you look up the coast, you could see 3 or 4 different firework displays from other communities around here. So it's really interesting. And you have a lot of people come out in boats. They come out in boats and they watch them, and all that fun stuff.
All right. Well.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, enough about fireworks.
Again, congrats on the 10,000. I was hoping I might make 6,000 this year, but they didn't pull. My subscribers didn't pull through.
I thought. What do you at subscriber wise? You're high, aren't you? Aren't you at? I thought you were at 8,000 last time I saw.
No. I need about 30 more or something like that to get to 6,000. Okay.
Well, over a time scale, I mean, you've been doing great. I mean, your growth has been really, really strong. So that's cool. I just got a chance earlier this afternoon to see your S18 range test, and and like I said in the comments, I thought you got some solid numbers for an 1100 watt hour battery. I thought you did really, really well.
I'm impressed. I'm just so close to buying an S18. I mean, I really enjoy it. Just right now, I went to the store, did a little 2-mile ride to get some supplies just before I joined the live stream, and I was riding the S18. It's just a fun wheel, really sporty, agile, and you gotta love the suspension.
Well, I'm surprised that I mean you were. I mean, because obviously I think the S18 suspension is better than the V11, but you seem to think it's light years ahead as far as your preference, that you really preferred that for your trail riding compared to the V11.
Yeah, I remember you told me, oh, you're gonna much prefer the V11, but I got a lot of trail riding on the V11, and I've been doing a lot of trail riding the S18, and there's no doubt about it, the S18 is far superior in my mind. The pedal clearance is still, maybe it's not quite as good as the V11, but it's
normal. It's normal height.
Yeah, it's not a pedal scraper, and I'm not hitting rocks. At the part of the suspension, that sits near the tire is less susceptible to rock hits than the V11.
Right, because the shock is in the back anyways. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's a mechanism on the side, right? That obviously, but
the slider, right?
So, the slider. So I think it's more robust for trails. The shocks are far superior for the trails that I ride with. Sometimes you get like washboard and stuff like that on the trails, and I feel like I can do that all day long. And on the S18 and the V11, it's not as nice.
Washboard situation like a rapid small bumps. The S18 definitely does better, because like I noticed that when I took it over to the swamp, you'd have certain sections where you have a bunch of roots lined up, and the
Right.
S18 was better at recovering in a quick hitter like that. That's cool.
And of course, and now subjective. This is subjective, but I think it looks cooler than the V11. And now that I've done the range and I've been riding it, I think the range is good for
It is
for what I would use it for. It's great. So the only thing that's holding me back is I want to try the EX, and I don't have an infinite budget. So, but I really suspect I'm going to get one.
So you can Yuko get you an EX?
Oh yeah, but Jason treats me pretty nice,
Yeah,
so I
know.
I can buy him anywhere, but I think I'd get a bit more of a discount.
Oh yeah,
Jason. I still
Yeah,
buy
for
my
sure.
wheels from Jason. You know,
for sure.
the only reason I'm going with Yuko right now, and I might be doing more stuff with them, is they're not ghosting me like Jason.
You mean ghosting as far as not being responsive?
Not sending me any wheels. I mean,
That. Well, New York City hasn't.
Right. I mean, Jason, he's swamped, busy. He doesn't. I don't think I've told you this before, but I have no problems telling the world. He doesn't know what he tells. I don't think he remembers what he tells people. So, like, he told me.
I agree.
Specifically, I'm going to have Gotway send you the EX. And then a couple weeks later, I turn on my computer in the morning and I say, "Oh, that's interesting. New York has the EX."
It's whoever asks last is who gets it.
Yeah, and I'm not one. I don't bug Jason. I tell him we're adults. I tell him once. I don't go, Hey, Jason, can you send me the wheel? And every couple of days, where's the wheel? I don't do that. I think the New York guys are whiny, and they're probably
Shot fired.
Well, it's reality. I know they hound them more, and Mickey, Sean, so they get that, and then I find out that they're like done with it pretty much. And then Jason mentions, he's sending the EXN, and he's sending the Monster to them, and he wants them to have them all three at the same time so that they can compare them. So I'm thinking, God, great. So I'm not going to get a wheel till February probably if I'm lucky. and I have a relationship with Yuko. I know the Yuko guys, people, and like I think I might be able to get the EX from them to do some. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should, because God knows when I'm going to get it from New York. Plus, New York is destroying them. Look, I might burn up a control board every once in a while, but I put it back together. But that's wholly different than New York, who they crash the wheels, they destroy the shells,
bend the rims.
I mean, bend the rims. So the Monster is crap. The EX is crap. I assume the EXN is also crap right now. And then,
I don't know.
So it's kind of frustrating. Supposedly, Jason said he's going to have the Monster sent to me next, but I'm thinking, do I want it now? Because
good luck.
It's got a bent rim, and great,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got that off my chest.
Yeah, okay, well that's good. At least everyone can know how you feel now. Hey, I just saw a super chat in there by Real Talk. Thanks a lot, man. He asked about which suspension has most air leakage over time, the S18 or the V11. To be quite honest with you, I have not noticed enough of a difference in my suspension that I've even had to add air on either wheel yet. I don't know, Marty, you haven't had the wheels, I don't think, long enough to even notice, but I have not had to, once I set it initially, I have not had to go back in and tweak it. Now, that doesn't mean that it hasn't dropped a few PSI, but I feel pretty confident in saying that it's not like every week you have to go in there and add a bunch of air. It seems to be holding air pretty well for me.
Yeah, and I had the V11 for a few weeks, I think maybe a little longer, and I've had the S18 for a few weeks, and like you, I haven't been checking the pressure, but it feels good. Doesn't feel like I need to. And
What pressure numbers did you put in the S18? Do you remember?
I think it was like 130 or so, maybe in the bottom, something like that. I
Because
think
I was like 220 and 80, I believe. And
yeah,
and the V11 I was like 120 and 60.
and the V11 I never had the one with the. Well, no, I did have the one with
You
the
did
top
have it,
chamber.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that one. There's not too much variability, right? I think I had it 50 or something like that, and the bottom one I had 80. Worked good for me. I'm lighter than you,
Right.
and I like a little bit of a softer ride. And same thing with the S18. The top chamber is 50, I think, was kind of recommended. I'm using
They're not
that.
50. No, it's definitely more than 50.
Okay, well, whatever the recommendation is, that's what I'm using in the top.
Use whatever the chart was. They have a chart, I guess, based on weight and all that kind of stuff. So, okay.
And the bottom, I think I'm in the 130 on the lower spec, but I use that little rubber ring, and I'm not bottoming out, and it's working.
Well, the bottom line
good
is it feels good. It feels good. That's what really matters. So,
yeah,
good, cool. Thanks for the super chat, Robert. The $5 super chat, very, very appreciated.
That's
awesome.
Since I'm a guest, do I get part of that super chat?
Sure, checks in the mail. Absolutely. You know me, I'm very equitable. The other thing I wanted to mention about the S18, and this is actually probably a bigger deal, is because I remember saying at one point that I did not think the S18 would be able to get up Overheat Hill, and it did. It sounded a little scary at times, but it made it twice.
Yeah,
so.
No, the S18, I don't have any power pads on it, and that hill really helps to be able to leverage on the wheel, and the default pads basically
you can't grab.
You can't grab. So that was the only struggle part. Other than that, that's great, and it runs impressively low temperature.
Yeah, I couldn't believe those temperatures because it has no cooling fan. That's all just ambient cooling, evidently.
Yeah,
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's great. I haven't looked into it. I don't know I haven't taken this part because it hasn't failed on me yet. So I don't know. I don't remember what the configuration is on the board. Does it have vents that expose ambient air?
I'd have to review the teardown, but I mean, it must have huge heat sinking going on to keep it that cool. It's crazy. Now, and I do know that the S18 has the bigger MOSFETs. Are those the 247s? I don't remember
I don't know.
The V11 has the older, smaller MOSFETs. The S18 has the bigger MOSFETs. Definitely. So maybe that helps as well.
When you look in the V11, it strikes you as a kind of an old. It strikes you as a small control board with small components, and I've been hearing that from people and other sources, more on the inside of things, that there's a lot of failures on the V11. A lot of control board failures.
Yeah, well, I read somebody posted, I think it was just today, that he was riding his V11 at either 20 miles or 20 kilometers an hour at a relatively high battery level, and it just shut off and dumped him. And it sounds like it would be a control board failure, but that is concerning. But it's weird that they would have made the decision to use the less beefy MOSFETs, especially in a situation when they don't have active cooling. I really don't understand that decision.
I know. I've always been impressed with the V11, not the V11, with KingSong, with their control boards. They've always looked very industrial, and I've seen. Let's see. Now, it's never happened to me personally, but I've personally seen 3 KingSong wheels fail from fuses blown.
But never a control board blown.
Never control board. So when I have high faith in KingSong. I think they might overheat maybe, but I'm never fearful of a control board burning up on me, taking up like Overheat Hill. And I think the S18 I think that's the coolest running wheel I've ever ridden.
Yeah, those numbers
Which
were
is-
crazy. Because I
that's
think when you're at the
saying
top, did it get into the 40s maybe at the top? I mean, it was
No, it was in the
or
low
low
50s.
50s. Yeah, low 50s.
But at the bottom, after some pretty good hill climbing, it was a 28, which is insane.
And the EX, on the other hand, was quite toasty by the time it got up there, because it did actually overheat at the very top, right on that second run.
Yep,
When
it
you
overheated.
when you took it up.
Yeah, when I took it up because I went slower,
Mhm.
it did overheat. And then I have posted that subsequently we overheated a couple more times in some trail riding we were doing, and discovered that it never tilts back when it overheats, which is not a good thing. So if you're not paying attention to the beeps, and you're riding in some tough conditions where it overheats, and you don't know it, you could keep riding, and then the board could literally melt down.
Well, I mean, in a situation where you're not running an app and tracking temperature like you are, like just say you're just riding the wheel, there's absolutely no warning that it's frying itself, right? It'll just go.
Well, there's beeping. It will beep.
Oh, well, the wheel does. Okay, I thought you meant like the beeping was coming from the app. As far as
no, that's the wheel beeps.
Oh, okay.
But I've overheated every wheel, and when they overheat, they simultaneously tilt back because it's bad.
Stop you.
So
to stop, yeah.
They want to stop you quick. So it's not a good sign that it never tilted back, and we got up to 82 degrees before we just let's get off the wheel, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's burn up temperatures for sure. I did see Mickey, you threw in a super chat. Nice, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. He says, for what it's worth, I've never broke a wheel. It's only Sean. Also can't wait for Marty to try the Monster Pro on Overheat Hill. I saw Mickey said he was pretty confident that the Monster Pro would not make it up Overheat Hill based on the torque, I guess, that he was feeling. Hi, honey. Elsa's back. Yay. So
I will try it on Overheat Hill, and then I have a guest rider, Tim.
Tim Rodriguez?
Yes. He's crazy, and he'll do. He's fearless, and he'll do.
He's the one that took his up, right? He charged up it.
Yeah. So I'll try it my slow way, and then I'm going to bring him down to LA and have him do a lot of, because he's a fantastic rider, monster rider, and he's a crazy rider too, and so he'll test the speed and all that kind of stuff that I'm not willing to, not my style of riding. So
and I assume you'll use pads to power pads to go up there as well.
But I want to say I do acknowledge that Mickey has not broken the wheels. I just use the general term New York. It looks like Sean likes to give it to people and doesn't care what they do to it. When I have wheels out here and I do demo events, I don't tell people that they can do anything they want with the wheel.
Imagine that.
So in New York, they say, "Oh, let's take it. Let's see how fast I can go. Let's see if I can cut out." Or
let's do some curb jumps on the Monster just to see if I can.
Yeah. That's just bending the rims is, I don't know. So who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah.
Referring to we were talking about the S18 and it running cool. Dan H says that the whole top half is metal and makes a solid T shape with the metal sliders. The whole top acts as a heat sink. So maybe that's why.
Yeah,
it has a huge area to dissipate heat. So that's whatever they're doing, it's definitely working, because those temperatures were pretty incredible. But that's probably the lowest temperatures you've ever had on Overheat Hill, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, at the top, it's pretty close. The MSP and the MCM5 were very low running temps, but in terms of ambient temperature, like at the bottom of the hill, I've never had a wheel that was like below 30 degrees at that stage.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
I think it's hats off to him. It's
so I've never really paid much attention to the temperature that my S18 runs at. I'll have to see if I have similar results that it stays that cool, because that is really, really crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. DM204375 says, I was going to get the V11. Marty Sherman range test convinced me otherwise. So you want a long range? V11, yeah, the V11 range numbers aren't that impressive to me for a wheel with a 1500 watt hour battery pack, which is actually only 14, 20 or 30 or 40. It's not actually 1500 watt hours. But I thought that there was supposed to be a new firmware release for the V11 that supposedly does better battery management. I don't know if anyone else has heard about that, but if there is, I have not installed it yet. Because I have not been, because when I did the high speed range test going out to Ave Maria and back, I actually got further on the S18 than I did the V11 because it managed the battery at a lower level better. Way better.
You know, another thing I don't like about the V11, and sorry if I'm crapping on the V11 now, but even though I seem to love it before, but I don't like its behavior and you've experienced this too, at low battery.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
You know, KingSong used to be kind of like that. Actually, back in the day, they used to be known as having kind of wild tilt back, but they've definitely mellowed it out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But the V11 might be the worst that I've ever experienced, because that was just downright dangerous when it happened. It was just like instant.
I was doing like 20 miles an hour, no real warnings prior to that, and then all of a sudden I get tilted back, and I could go like another mile after that. When I turn on go home mode, it was just like, you know, go, and then you got nothing, and that tilt back is really, really dangerous. It's quick, and you do not know it's coming. So hopefully that's one of the things that they address in that firmware, because it is not very safe the way it is now. Zoom Wheels Brian's here. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man?
Hey, I got to give a shout out to Shane's Planet. Hey, yeah. Shane.
Where is he?
See you in the chat. I like Shane. He tells it like it is, and he's my kind of guy. He's not politically correct. Let's just say it that.
Shane says, you never know how much torture you can take until you cross past too far. Hooray for nutty wheel testers all around the globe. There you go. Hey, we got a good amount of people in here. That's cool. We have almost 50 people in here. They're probably waiting for me to give stuff away. I actually have a lot of stuff here for the giveaway.
Really?
See, yeah. Well, all the stuff behind me.
Wow.
See that?
Am I eligible?
I guess, sure. Don't I give you enough stuff already, Marty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some stands, like some scratch and dent stands. I have a bunch of these shirts, various sizes, which I am sporting right now. So yeah, I plan to give that stuff away.
Cool.
The question was how. I was running it through my head how I wanted to do this, because like I was on, I've been on Black Cobra streams a few times and seen the way that he does it. But I was thinking that I would, let's see. I need to be current on the chat first to do this. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, seems to me you need an assistant.
Yeah. Cindy. She's back in the bedroom. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I will have an item up, and then if you're interested in the item, you will put in the number that I tell you to put in. Number 1, number 2, number 3, or whatever. And then I have a random number generator up here on another screen. I will count how many people put the response in, and obviously I can only wait a minute or so. And then I will pick out a random number, and whoever is that number is the one that will win it. But it's still going to be a little bit laborious. So let's hold on. Let me put my headphones down. You guys can still hear me. I just can't hear Marty. Okay. Cindy. All right, hold on, guys. I got to refuel.
I wonder if Mickey's still here. I was really disappointed. I saw this cool looking, interview, well, his podcast where he's talking with Sean.
Everybody can talk to you while I'm over here.
I see the thumbnail with Sean and Mickey in the chair. That I think, oh, it's going to be a fun little discussion. I connect up to the YouTube, start watching it. Mickey does this commercial and it says, "Oh, apparently there were camera problems." And I get to look at a static picture of Sean and Mickey as they talk. I thought that was funny. Poor Mickey, he's in the business, but he has a goes down in flames on his podcast.
Yeah, guys, I wanted to mention that these giveaways, it's only going to be in the United States. I apologize, but I can't. It costs a minimum of like $20 to send something overseas, so we're gonna have to keep this U.S. only. So that is kind of an important distinction. All right, so Real Talk is here again. Hey, man, what we got here? So, do you guys know if all the EUC companies? Thanks for the super chat again. Are vertically integrated with manufacturing their own battery shells, rims, etc. Marty probably knows better than I am, but than I do. But my understanding is no, that is not the case. That they do outsource a number of those things.
Yeah, some are better than others. KingSong makes their own electronics. I think Inmotion does. I'm not positive about that. Gotway, no. Yeah, no, and none of them make their own batteries. So I think they're all, well, obviously they buy the battery cells, but I think they might actually make the battery packs themselves. But they outsource the motors.
Well, we know the Gotway installs their hollow motor bearings themselves, right? With a hammer.
And with a hammer. I wonder if that video is. Do we know if that's true? If that's really them? I don't know.
I don't know, but if it is, that's pretty darn scary.
That's depressing, but Gotway never fails to. I don't know why I'm surprised. Whatever they do,
no, I'm never surprised. Okay. Oh, another super chat here, Francisco. Hey, man. Is an overheat hill a stress test to see if the wheel will fail and fry the board? What's the difference from the NYC riders?
Well, okay, I can tell you exactly the difference. The New York riders abuse their wheels with, crashing, bending rims, breaking shells. I think that's more abusive. In my case, what I'm going to do is potentially burn up a control board. I put a new control board in it. The wheel looks fine. When I send on the wheels, when I'm done with my wheel, I actually clean them. I mean, I clean them. I clean the tires with tire cleaner. I make them look like they're as new as they can look.
Well, when I got the Sherman from you, remember you did all that work in that Sherman. I got it from you, and I mean it had already been abused by New York City, and you did all that work to it, and it actually looked half decent when I got it, except for the bent crash bars, but you couldn't fix that.
Yeah. So I'm I'm kind of half jesting here, but I still think generally New York abuses the wheels, and I'm just testing them.
Mm-hmm. I understand. This was something I wanted to get your opinion about. Is the rails. Now, Ustride is making rails that look like a Sherman configuration, but then evidently there's another guy that was on Black Cobra's stream that has already done the same thing, but takes a different approach. Evidently, I don't think his mount to the bottom pedal hanger like the concept that Ustride showed. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen Ustrides, but I saw the other one, and I was offered to get one, to be given one, so I can test it.
Yeah,
but I just turned them down because I'm not going to test, or I kind of feel like if I'm going to review something, I don't want to give a bad review. I don't want to tear something down
that they're trying to get off the ground.
Yeah, and so if I feel like something's not going to nail it good with how I ride or use my wheels, I'm just not going to bother testing it. And of course, I haven't seen it, but it just looks very insubstantial relative to the Sherman roll cage, and it doesn't attach. It attaches with Velcro on the sides.
Yeah.
I just question how beneficial it will be in a crash, and how will it really hold up. Like when I take my wheels, I ride them in the mountains and trails, and quite often they fall and they hit rocks, and yeah, so I'm just not convinced it would offer much benefit based on how it looks, but that's just, I obviously have not seen one, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's with like you said, with the Velcro attachment situation in a truly high-speed crash, I see that coming loose and becoming another high-speed obstacle that flies off the wheel potentially. I don't know, or just getting bent to shit, because and then because they're not. I'm trying to think how much they were saying they're going to sell them for, a couple $100 or something like that. They're not cheap,
right?
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it's something that becomes widely adopted or not. But I personally, I don't feel any need to. The kind of riding I do, it doesn't really make any sense. I wouldn't need something like that.
I know that's another thing. There are a lot of guys and who just really ride on the edge. And let's see, I've definitely dropped my wheels tons on the trails, but those are not high speed falls, right? And probably one of the worst ones I did was where the wheel slipped out on me on some slime in the bottom of on a river, cement rivers out here, and the wheel tumbled and bent one of the pedals. But the shell was okay. But these guys who they have crashes at 20, 30 miles an hour, and it tumbles and it breaks and falls apart.
I think it would be wrecked. It would be mangled and if not fly off.
Yeah, it's hard for any wheel, I guess, except for the Sherman to survive something like that. And for most riding I do, like you, I just don't need that kind of protection. I just it hasn't been an issue with me with my shells splitting and falling apart. But I'm not riding on the edge like a lot of guys out there. But when I say a lot, I wonder what does that represent? Is that 10% of the riders out there who are doing that kind of stuff, or 50%?
I think sometimes people get a skewed reality that they, because a lot of the people that are doing that are also very active in social media and sharing stuff, and maybe disproportionately you might think that more people are like that, when I think in reality there's a lot less people that ride on the edge like that. So who knows? Mickey said, until UStride shows a 45-mile-an-hour crash, I don't think anyone will be convinced. And then Simi59 says, from his pictures, UStride has crashed it now and the frame has failed. Worth a try.
Okay.
Oops. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting idea, but I think the way that the Sherman attaches it to the shell is key to its strength. With both of these solutions, the attachment points to the shell are not nearly as significant. So they might have to do some more tweaking.
Hey, let me call out to Frank Filmer. I just see a comment. He's asking about 433 rides. These are, I don't know what kind of publicity that they've had. Have you ever heard of that, by the way? 433 rides?
No.
Yeah, those are a huge community of people in the Telegram world, which I know I twisted your arm to join Telegram, but I don't think you poke your head in there very often.
No, not much.
Yeah, but there's a large community. New York, the different regions, we have these groups. LA, there's a handful of different groups. But anyway, they did this last year, and they're going to do in June. They're doing a group, and they're called 433 because it's 4 days one place, 3 days one place, 3 days in another place.
Oh wow!
But this time it's going to be up in the Seattle Portland, Vancouver area. And
You're doing
I thought you're going to that, but Frank was asking if either of you guys are going to that. It's kind
of not this year.
of if I was putting money on it, I'd say right now I don't think I'm going to. It's just because I wouldn't be flying up there, so I'd have to drive. It'd be a 15, 16-hour drive for me.
Oh, is it that far? Oh, wow. Yeah.
For me, yeah, it's a long drive, and there's not a lot of information in terms of exactly the kind of riding, which will be happening every day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tell people, I am married, happily married, and it's harder for me to get away. A lot of these guys are not, and
right.
They can more easily. If I wasn't married, boom, I'd be gone for sure. I'd be doing a lot of other stuff too, probably, if I was.
Crazy man. Sow those wild oats at 60. Okay, now I have a bunch of stuff I got to give away, so I got to get going here on giving some stuff away. Okay, so what we're going to do is something different than what I just described earlier. I'm going to have people post a number between 1 and 100, and then I'm going to randomly generate a number between 1 and 100, and I'm going to share that to the screen so you can see that I'm not cheating. So then, what is Mickey saying you about? So now this is the first stand. This is a adjustable stand. It's like a weird greenish color. It's not the tall boy. So this will work for most wheels. The only wheel that this won't work for sure is the S18. It is not high enough for an S18, but you can make it work with pretty much any other wheel. So all you guys got to do is put in a number from 1 to 100. I will do a random draw. Whoever is closest, hopefully someone gets it exactly, but whoever is closest will get it. And then I will need to make note of your name, and then I will need to get your contact information either offline or, offline. You can just email me. Yeah.
Are those stands, are they strong?
No, they're terrible. They're very weak. My stands aren't sturdy. I should play that video right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be doing, but I did actually modify the stand somewhat. Well, I told you about this, Marty, that I did actually make a slight modification, and this actually has that slight modification in it. This area here has been beefed up. So
I haven't had any years fail on me yet. I've been putting all the massive wheels on them, and
well, I know exactly how they fail.
Yeah.
So they fail because someone isn't paying attention and they drop the wheel in there sideways, and then it's like splitting a piece of wood. It's just you have an 80-pound wheel going in between these sides, right. And that would break it. So that's how it normally would happen. All right, I'm going to give you guys like 10 more seconds. And if no one gets the number exactly, I guess we'll take the closest number, right? That makes sense. Because I mean, between these stands and the shirts, I have like a dozen things to give away. And if I didn't even mention, if you guys notice, I have a scroller going across the bottom. There is a special code if you want to buy something from the store that will give you 20% off until Monday. So that's a pretty big savings. I think that's the same thing I did for Black Friday. So you can use that code, and you can buy something on the store at a pretty steep discount. Okay, so we have all right, we're cutting off the numbers now, and we're going to generate our number. And the magic number is 60. All right, so let's see what we got here. 55. We have 59. I think Simi might get that. 56, 52, 66, 25, 72, 34. All right, yeah. Simi. Okay, Simi 50. What's the name here? Simi. What now? Again, you need to be in the United States. So if you're not in the United States, please tell me, because I don't want to spend $20 to send something out. But Simi 59. Guess 59. All right, so this is the screen. Adjustable. Okay. So what you can do is if you just email me at duff@eucarmy.com, get your contact information, I can get this stuff out to you. All right. So while we're in the numbering mood, let me grab another one here. Okay. So this one, let's see. What's the deal with this one? Okay. Now this, like I said, these are like scratch and dents. There's like some weird. This one, the print kind of messed up a little bit on this side, so it's a little thin up here, and it's a little cockeyed here, but it works fine. It'll 100% work, no problem. This is a wide stand, so this would be good for a Sherman. This would be good for a 16X. Trying to think what other wide ones. Really, it's a 16X, the Sherman, and the Z10 that work on this stand. So if you don't have one of those wheels, you're probably not going to want to enter this one because it won't fit. Like this won't fit an MSX, for example. It would just fall through the middle. So it's I should have done this ahead of time. Damn it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's hold on. Let me Simi is UK. Oh, Simi. Come on, man. All right.
People don't listen.
Yeah, I know. All right, Simi. I'll send it to the UK for you. That's it. Because the first one. But okay, guys. No outside of the United States entries, please. So now we're going to 2.1 wide now. Okay, so now, oops, and I typoed that, but if you're interested in this stand, again, put in a number between 1 and 100. So, Marty, what are you thinking about hollow motors right about now?
What a disaster! Couldn't have predicted that to happen. It had so much promise for no longer having to deal with shims. You know,
I mean, from a Gotway perspective, that's great. You know, but other like Inmotion and KingSong, they don't use shims. They didn't use shims on their prior designs, right? So you don't have to use shim design.
But also it's beneficial for wiring potentially, even though I don't think anyone's made use of it yet. But they don't have to be as concerned about
you have more
squeezing
space.
the wires through the small axle, which can cause overheating problems, melting wires in the axle area. So that's beneficial. Hopefully it's going to be worked out, but I don't know. You wonder because apparently these bearings are not cheap. So what are they going to do? Are they going to jack up the prices, or are they going to just continue to use cheaper versions?
I don't think they can afford to keep replacing motors when the bearings fail. That'll get super expensive super fast. Probably more than bearings.
What did I hear? Oh, did you see Kuji dropped a video today?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's been gone for months, right? And he dropped a video on the RS.
Yeah.
And he mentioned at the very end, he was a little easy on his review, and he doesn't. It is kind of a paid review in a way because it says it's sponsored by, and I don't know if that keeps him from showing all the dirty laundry, but so at the very end, last few seconds, he mentions in passing almost that there's some bearing issues.
Really?
Massive, there's bearing issues on all the Gotway wheels right now. It. Well, the fact that he just mentioned it in passing at the very end, but he threw out a number like 5%.
No bullshit.
Have been having issues.
Yeah.
There's no way for me to know whether that's true or not, but
Jason might be able to give you an idea.
Kind of seems like there's more than 5% based on the number of issues and what that we've been seeing.
Yeah, I think so.
You saw that V's video, right, on her monster, where the bearings failed after like 5 miles.
Oh, yeah, that was great. All right, newbie 101. You won that last one. K Foss, your vote came in after it was closed. 31 was the number. He picked 30, so he has that stand there. Okay, cool. And let's do one more here. Okay, this is a standard 2.1 stand, which is 15 centimeters wide. This works for most wheels. This will not work for a 16X. This will not work for a Sherman. This will not work for a Z10. But it does work with almost everything else. So this is the standard 2.1 stand. This is the original design by Matthias that I started out selling a whole bunch of these. So I have one of these up next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in the chat, I'm going to say voting opens now. So you have to put your number in after that. And then I will say voting closes. So if you put in a number in after I close the voting, then that does not count. Okay, so this is a very scientific process we're using here. Okay, so voting is open on the 2.1 stand. Put your numbers in, and we'll wait a minute or two. I see a lot of hollow motor hate. Oh, another super chat by Mickey. Hey, man, you don't need a super chat, Mickey. I love you. Mickey says, actually, the bearings are very cheap, but not if you're making 2,000 of them. The issue is the wheel design does not keep out dust and liquid. The wheel design or the motor design, Mickey. I assume you're talking about more, not the wheel design, but the motor design. Did you see, I don't remember where I saw it, Marty, if it was on the forums or if it was on one of the Facebook message groups, that someone ran the numbers, how much more a hollow bearing has to turn compared to the conventional bearings that we're used to in EUCs, like the amount of revolutions that a hollow bearing deals with as opposed to a more conventional bearing. I think it was like a factor of 9 more with a hollow motor bearing, which again reinforces why it has to be such a high quality thing. That's
just simple math.
Yeah.
You increase the diameter of an object and you mark a point on the outer rim of that diameter, right? Mm-hmm. And in a given time period, that has to go around this X distance versus a small bearing. The distance is much greater, so they have to move, rotate much more and faster. It makes total sense. So
there's a lot more asked of hollow motor bearings, and you just cannot go cheap with them.
So I'm finally glad that I wasn't first in line to get any of these wheels that have the hollow bore motor, and so
yeah, I have no plans to buy a hollow motor wheel anytime soon. That's for sure.
Well, you already have one.
Well, I know, but I won't buy another one. because quite honest with you, I mean, my V11 still sounds okay, but I'm just waiting for these bearings to fail as well, because I think that they probably will.
I think I will be buying one. I'm just glad. I mean, Jason has said, right, that Gotway is basically holding back their deliveries for looks like maybe a month or two to get it worked out and to get testing done on their end.
Right.
So I got to hope that the next production run it's going to be fixed. If it's not, they're digging a grave for themselves. So they
have to fix it. Yeah, they got to do something, because this is not acceptable the way it is now. All right, so the voting has just closed. So now let's do a new random number. That number is 25. All right, so let's see how close we got. Hey, thanks for the $5 super chat. Think help. I appreciate it very much. So let's see. Does anyone get close to 25 this time? 71, 21. All right, that's so far.
Newbie 101.
What, did he get 25?
Yeah.
Right.
Unless it's a different.
That's the other one. That's the other one.
Oh, I'm behind in my chat.
Yeah, I think 21. Oh, there's 23. Okay, no, there's 23. Tom Nagian. How do you pronounce that last name? It's not pronounced Nagian. I don't know how you pronounce that. Okay, it looks like Tom is the winner of the 2.1 standard. Tom.
Well, Mickey got KingSong never went to the hollow bore motor design, so it looks like they played their cards good.
Hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
At least not right now. Okay. Again.
I do want a monster, and but
Really?
and then again, I rode the EX. The EX, I did do some fair amount of riding during that overheat hill test, and some of the other trails, and rode this that we rode, and boy, it's a nice riding wheel. I must say.
Well, it's the same 3,500 watt motor, right? That's in the Monster, isn't it?
I wouldn't swear to it, but I think so. But just the ride quality, the pedal height, it is a nice wheel. It's a nice wheel.
Okay, cool. Oh, thanks, Sammy. Sammy chipped in some super chat money to offset the shipping to the UK. All right, let me grab a shirt here. Shirt. Small. Okay, so this is a small shirt. Small. So if you're not small, don't bid on this. Okay. We're not doing, I don't have enough to change sizes, but I do have other sizes. So if you're not a small, don't put a number in for this one. So all right.
There are very few small EUC riders, Duff. Most of us are big, fat, tall.
Maybe they want to get it for their wife or something. You never know. All right, the vote is open. Vote is open on the shirt. Small shirt. Again, US only, please. So let's see. Oh, Marty.
Mickey's trashing the EX. I love Mickey, man. Take it from me. The EX firmware and design is trash. The EXN though is amazing. Now, if someone were to read that and take it as gospel. Now I'm looking at you and I'm telling you, I rode the EX and it's not trash. The firmware is not trash. I rode it quite a bit. I had a blast riding it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about it struck me as trash. Now I will say, if Mickey's talking about it's trash at 30 plus miles per hour, okay, maybe it's trash. I don't know. I suspect it's not trash, but maybe it's trash.
Mm-hmm.
But below those speeds, it was beautiful. And so, Mickey, on one hand, it's trash. Me, I'm saying it's beautiful. You guys can decide.
Do they have? Did New York City get a production EX or pre-production? Because you have you were riding a production EX, I would imagine, Marty.
Yeah, I don't. Early production, right, with the old bearings and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Because I do remember someone saying that I guess there was a firmware change with the EX, but I don't know. Well, I mean, Mickey usually he's not very polarizing with his opinions. He's normally like just sits on the fence,
But I thought, isn't he the one that said that he had the wheel or someone had the wheel and they were told not to, they had to wait till they got a new control board. I don't know if that was Mickey or someone.
Was that wrong way? That might have been.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm confusing. Mm-hmm. I'm confusing Adam with Mickey.
Yeah. Well, one's Polish and one's
Yeah. Well, they're both east of me. So. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's true. Okay. So Mickey's saying that the EX firmware is bad compared to the RS and EXN. All right. I'm not sure what his definition of bad is, but I don't know.
It's trash. It's trash.
It's trash. All right. So we're going to close the voting on this shirt. Vote closed. And we're going to do a new random number to see who the lucky winner will be. 37, 34. It's looking pretty good for getting close there. 34, 35. Oh, 35. Newbie 101. Yeah. Newbie 101 wins again. 35.
Wow.
Lucky man. That's good. I can just send both things in one container. All right, small shirt. Let me grab another shirt. A bunch of shirts. Oh. Guess we should do something bigger, according to Marty. All right, extra large. This will fit bigger riders. This will fit Tim Rodriguez, right? All right, so we're going to do Dominion voting software says think help. No, not quite. All right, so vote open.
Rune says that your random number generator is trash.
Yeah, it is. It's trash. All right, shirt XL. This is the production quality on this, and the logistics is just top notch. I'll tell you, this runs like a fine oiled machine. So what I was going to say, Marty, was, did you see? I don't know if you saw the video that was supposed to be my audio track for my 360 video. I mentioned how I had just gotten a GoPro 8 like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you knew that. And then
I saw that.
I think it was Christmas, the day after Christmas, I got an email about the GoPro 9, and I got the 9. I have the 9 sitting here somewhere, actually. So
wait, you bought the 8. You told us, everyone, you bought the 8 because you were cheap and you wanted,
Yeah.
So you ended up buying a 9 too. You got both of them, or what?
That's a 9. The 8 I'm giving to Cindy, because Cindy's going to start doing more videos, so she's going to use the 8. But I got the 9, so of course nothing is. GoPro very carefully engineers their camera, so
okay.
nothing. Oh, you have a 9.
Yeah, I just got one too.
Okay, good. There you go. GoPro very carefully engineers their cameras, so nothing is compatible from one model to the next. So of course my media mod, that gives me external mic, doesn't work. The batteries don't work in between the 8 and the 9, so I have to buy a new media mod. So I have the media mod that will allow me to use the external mic coming. So yeah, I have a GoPro 9. It is cool that it has that front-facing screen. When you're using it, because normally when you're shooting, you're looking at yourself, so it makes that a lot easier. So
right,
I haven't written with it yet, but I will be.
Looks cool. I shot my. You saw that my little public announcement for the KingSong. Yeah. I shot that with the GoPro 9. That was nice. My first video with that.
Yeah, it's cool. And one thing I did like about this, and one thing that annoyed me about the GoPro 8 is, and the prior generations of the GoPro, like the 6 and the 7, this lens cover was removable. Like if you dropped it and damaged it, you could actually just unscrew this lens cover and replace it. With the GoPro 8, they did away with that. They made it part of the camera body, and if you scratch the lens or break the lens on the GoPro 8, you got to replace the whole camera, which pissed a lot of people off. So they went back to the detachable lens in the GoPro 9, which is nice. Has a bigger battery. Supposedly, it actually has better battery life than the GoPro 8 as well. And you can see that the battery, like if you hold up the battery for the 9 versus the 8, it's physically bigger. So
yeah, it looks like it's a big battery. I always buy extra batteries when I get these cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be battery. No, we don't like to be battery challenged in any way. So
are you thinking you don't have a 1X2 yet, do you?
No, I bought an extra X because I like that form factor better. It's a smaller, lighter camera, which is important for me because I hang it off the end of a 9-foot pole. So the X2, it's a heavier camera.
Yeah, that makes
just like the R. You have the R, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a heavier camera too.
Yes, definitely is. Okay, so voting closed on the extra large shirt. We're going to generate a new number. Whoa, an 8. we went low this time. All right. Let's see if anyone put down a low number. EUC Vibes, a super chat. Congratulations on the 10K subs. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Everyone's being very generous. I appreciate it. Francisco with a 5. Oh, I think Francisco may get it because I don't see a lot of low numbers. Let's see, 12. No, okay. 5 is the winner. And that is Francisco. Francisco, you won the extra large shirt. Very cool. Good job. All right, let's take a little break from the giveaways. I think Cindy's back in the bedroom. I haven't even seen her since she got back. What time is it? 9:13. Okay, we're not doing so bad. Hey, Marty, am I lit nicely? I have a nice circular LED light in front of me now. I'm trying to up my production game.
Yeah, you look
youthful and vibrant.
You look very, very handsome.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay.
You want to see another toy I got?
Oh, something else, really. I can hardly wait. Oh, the drone. Yeah, you mentioned that you got that drone. Yeah. Oh, that's the Mini, right?
Mini 2.
Yeah. Super, super small. But they're cool.
I got some. I put out a little video this morning, just a 40-second video of flying with this, and I've stuck some drone footage in my overheat hill test for the S18 too.
I saw it. It looked good. So I think the Mini is their Mini 2. That's also 249 grams, I believe.
Right.
Makes it right under the threshold of having to register the drone with the FAA.
Yeah. So
it's nice. But you still have to, of course, adhere to all FAA regulations, of course.
Oh, yeah.
And don't fly in a national park, Marty, or you know what happens if you fly in a national park. Just post a video on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You know what happens.
I can't wait to try it myself.
Yeah, good luck with that. Well, I saw you know who Zen Lee is, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Evidently, he you know Zen. I guess he got a drone fine for flying somewhere out in one of the parks out in the Vegas area. But his fine was a lot less than mine. I'll tell you that.
When was that?
A couple months ago. Yeah,
I heard that.
Ago. But I think his fine was maybe a couple $100, whereas mine was $850 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna pretty much. Hopefully, I'll be discreet where I fly it. For me, I'm just going to use it mostly for B-roll. Like when I go on a ride, maybe I'll take a couple shots just to show the environment, where we're flying kind of stuff. And maybe a couple times, 1 or 2 times, 5-second shot of us riding, up in the mountains and stuff like that. So not around people and all that kind of stuff.
Just to kind of pepper it in, you don't want tons of drone footage, but I thought the shots you put in there were very good. It just it gives you an appreciation for the area, what you're seeing.
It's going to take a lot of practice, though. It's not easy to ride and fly it at the same time.
Well, that's where the Skydio is so nice.
Yeah, but what I don't like about the Skydio is that, and I had one for a couple weeks, borrowed one. Yeah. I want the more cinematic shots where you can really control it, and as you know, you can't with the Skydio. It just kind of goes all over the place, and it's hard to get.
It does.
You can do a droney and those kind of things, but otherwise, if you're I don't know. It just seems it's harder. At least in the track mode, you can't really control how it's going to fly, right? In the tracking mode.
Well, with a recent software update, they did a couple things. They increased the maximum follow distance, so it can be significantly further away to give you more of the environment, and also you can put it into like a constant circle mode as it's tracking you. You can have it like rotating around you, and there's other kind of tracking you can do with it as well, or patterns. You can have it fly as it's tracking you. So I haven't messed around with it that much, but like in a situation like you have, where you have really no obstacles up high, where I have trees all over the place down here, but where you're at, I think it might actually work kind of good.
But the Mini 2 has no tracking though, so that's definitely.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It doesn't. I forgot.
Yeah. But the Skydio, do you have to register that now? You're
supposed to. Mm-hmm.
Have you?
I have not. No, I have not.
Oh, Duff, someone might be watching this.
Mm-hmm.
You might just screwed yourself.
Probably a Yellowstone Park Ranger's watching this. He's probably glued to my YouTube channel, just waiting for me to slip up again. So he's going to ruin another Christmas for me. All right, so let me grab another shirt. What size we got here? I think I got more extra. All right, let's get a different size. Okay, so now we have a large shirt. If you like a large shirt, like the shirt I'm wearing, this is extra large. I usually like my t-shirts bigger. This is this is a large shirt. So if you like large shirts, you should enter your number. Once I said voting now for large shirt, once I put it in the chat. Vote now, large shirt. Number between 1 and 100, and please be in the United States. You can be in Hawaii and Alaska as well, but United States only, please. All right, let's put that there. There's a lot of work.
If it's Alaska or Hawaii, it's probably going to take forever to get there. The Postal Service has been really sucks lately. I don't know if you've noticed.
Oh yeah, no, it has sucked. Yeah, I was so annoyed. I had a stand that was going to someone in, where were they? Were they in New York somewhere? Somewhere in New York, and I send most of usually my orders will go out priority mail, which takes 2 to 3 days normally to get somewhere. And I sent the stand to the guy, and it went to the tracking, stopped him like a regional place, regional distribution center in Connecticut for some reason. Tracking showed it went there, and then there was no more information for a few days. And the guy emailed me and said, "Hey, man, my stand's not here, and what can you do for me?" And my initial reaction was, well, you just wait a little bit, and it should show up. But it didn't show up right away. So I said, okay, well, this is right before Christmas. I said, oh, Christmas spirit, I'll just send you another stand. Okay, so
wow,
yeah, send him another stand. Stops at the same place, gets stuck at the same shipping center. So I don't know what's going on at that distribution center in Connecticut, but they had their heads up their ass, and it's stuck there. But then he did actually get the first stand showed up, and I have a feeling he will also have the second stand show up as well. And he offered to send back the second stand once he gets it. And I said, no, just keep it. I don't care. So yeah, long story short, the post office. Yes.
See, guys, this is when I had my did a little review of your stands, right?
Right.
And I said, Duff's a stand-up guy and he cares about customer service. This is it. So you're seeing it in action.
That's right. Yeah, and like I've had people, break their stand by doing what I described earlier, dropping it in cockeyed and wedging in between the sides, and it breaks the side. And it's because they didn't use the stand correctly. But I've sent them replacement parts, on my dime. So
unfortunately, because of this, Duff's not going to be retired until he's about 70, I think, right?
Yeah, that's for damn sure. But anyways, I was going to say, like, I don't know if you knew this, Marty, but when you send to Hawaii or Alaska, you can still use same priority mail shipping, and it actually still gets there. Like I sent something to Hawaii that got there in 3 days, which I thought was amazing. Amazing.
And it's the same price.
Same price. Yeah, because it's considered part of the United States, so you can ship to Alaska and Hawaii for the same price through the post office as anything else.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, so we got some numbers coming in here now. Jesse, you can't put in all these numbers, man. Jesse puts in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's right. Jesse was giving me shit. That's something I wanted to talk about, Marty. and you're aware of this. The video that I reposted which was actually a year-old video about my safety talk, and
yeah,
it actually
threw
was
me for a loop there.
Right. It was actually in reference to something that you were involved in, because you took all sorts of shit because you thought that what this guy did was shady, and I don't even know what. Maybe I was just feeling like I wanted to get insulted a lot, but I don't know why I felt like just posting the video again, but I did, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's still true. People doing reckless things and blah blah blah." And of course, the wrath of mostly the New York City riders came down on me.
I know.
Just saying I'm old and clueless, and someone called me a daddy, I guess, or a soft daddy or something like that. I don't know. I'm surprised no one called me a boomer. Yeah, because that's always a favorite go-to for younger people.
I like you watch Chooch's videos sometimes?
Yeah. He likes to throw boomer around quite a bit.
Yeah, I think his last video, he has some interaction with some people in a park. I like his attitude about, and that's what I do. When someone complains to me, I just, yes, sorry, didn't mean to. I'll do, right. I don't get, some people I know get real adversarial, but I'm just I follow the Chooch's method. But I got a kick out of you saying, yeah, it's the boomers, man. So I commented on his video and said, right on, Chooch, and by the way, it sucks, but I'm a boomer. I'm a boomer myself.
I guess I'm a boomer too. Yeah, probably am. All right, so voting closed. All right, so now we need to generate another random number. 59. All right. Jesse kicks ass working, bro. Yeah, Jesse's a good writer. I don't even remember what Jesse said, but I think Jesse was, he was beating up on me too, but it's okay. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Let's see, 59, 64. It's pretty close. 5 away.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I forgot. You were bringing up that video because of Jesse, and Jesse was giving you a hard time about that.
Mm-hmm. He's one of them. There's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow, you're still going to give him something, huh?
Well, he's not the closest, unfortunately. He guessed numbers 1 through 7, but even with multiple guesses, he still is not the winner. I don't believe so. Let's see who's closest to 59 here. 60, 59, 69, 22. Vote now. Okay.
Yeah, I suspect I'm commenting on one of the comments. I suspect boomer isn't necessarily a true boomer by definition. It just means an old person now. anyone older than 35 is a boomer, I guess.
Pretty much. Okay, so it looks like the large shirt winner is PRFGEE. He's closest with a guess of 64. Very good. Okay, how many more stands? Okay, I got 3 more stands to give away. Let's do a stand. Okay, this is a one-of-a-kind stand. You will never be able to buy another stand like this because this is what happens when I run out of filament in the middle of a print. You get multiple colors. So you see that the bottom is blue with a little bit of a white on the tabs. These side pieces are slightly different, like this one. This side messed up a little bit at the end of the print, and Cindy had to finish it off in white. And we have a good side over here. So this is a little bit of an ugly stepchild, but again, totally functional. Again, a adjustable stand. This is the tall sided stand, which literally should work for any wheel that you have. It really should. So let me start the. Hold on. Now again, please be in the United States if you're gonna enter for this. Vote now.
I thought when you run out of filament on the 3D printers, you can just add filament and
you can. But I didn't have like this blue color. I only had 1 roll of it, so I didn't have any more of this blue. Black, I always have black. So yeah, with black, that happens all the time. But odd colors like that, I do not always have another roll. So Marty, you've seen my the flexible stand, or not the flexible stands, the flexible front and back guards I've been selling.
No, I wasn't aware that I knew that you were selling the guards, but I didn't realize that they were the soft type.
Yeah. Well, I have the hard ones, but I also started selling the ones made out of flexible filament. It's very similar to the material that Clark pads are made out of, which is it's flexible, but it's also very durable. You'd be hard pressed without like taking a saw to it to actually break it or rip it. It's super strong stuff. And
I've been seeing there's some local people that have doing 3D prints too, and I've seen that stuff, and it's impressive. You do soft prints now.
Yeah, the downside from my perspective is that the material is about double the cost of the stuff I usually use, and that material you also have to print much slower, so it takes me a lot longer to make one as well. So that's why they cost more.
Okay. So, do you mind if we, how should I say, talk a little bit about competition for you?
Sure.
So, Clark pads, right? It's all the rage.
Yes.
Right. And did you see it? Apparently, he's making pedals, which are compatible with the Clark pads, so that they don't.
Yeah. How's he gonna? What is he? Is he like machinist that he can make those pedals? They're like honeycomb pedals, right? I saw them.
Yeah. And he's making a stand too.
I saw.
He's making. Yeah. So he's really spreading out. He's really getting deep into selling all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah, I'd really be interested in seeing how he's printing that stuff, because those Clark pads are big and they're made out of flex filament. So he has definitely a more higher end 3D setup than I do, because he has to be printing much faster than I do to crank them out like he does.
Did you see an interview with him? Have you watched any interviews with him?
He was on Cobra's stream. I didn't see it. I know he was on there, but I did not get a chance to see it. Have you?
Well, yes. So watch that part, and he talks about the tools and stuff he uses to make them, and so you might relate more to it.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out, because he definitely has to be printing way fast to print flexible things that big on a large scale basis.
And just like you, I remember he was talking about buying more 3D printers. It's like all you guys who do this, it's like you got a room full of printers that are running 24 hours 7.
Yeah, I have 9 or 10 printers in that room right now. So
wow, that's insane.
It's quite busy. Now I noticed with his stand, he's kind of going the route as have you ever heard of the Black Crow stands?
No.
They're Rocky Top, that's his name on YouTube. He makes the Black Crow stands. He sells them on eBay. But what he does is he makes them. He 3D prints the entire thing as one piece. So it's not like there's you put it together. It's one piece. But he sizes it for the wheel, which is basically what Clark is doing as well. That it's customized for the wheel, so it kind of fits it exactly, which is nice.
Okay.
Which is nice because, like, for example, you could like turn the wheel on while it's in the stand, because the tire actually has contact with the base of the stand. The downside is it's only made for that wheel. It's customized for the dimensions of the specific wheels. So, a certain wheel is going to fit it like a glove. Another wheel might not fit it quite so good. So that's the downside of that. And
then shipping's got to be a lot more.
Yeah,
difficult.
right. Because you got a big box, and also the Clark pad one is, I think it's like $70. So it's not cheap. I'm sure it's good though. I mean, his Clark pads are great. I'm sure his stands will be great as well.
So do you? Well, we don't have to get too personal, but do you make profit from? I'm thinking, if you have, how many? Did you say you have 8 printers running? 9. So you have 9 printers. Mm-hmm. These are not like $100 printers, right? And all the filament and I mean, at the end of the day, or maybe you don't like to think about it, at the end of the day, are you actually above water?
I've never broken it down to figure exactly how much I am making or breaking even or losing. I'm sure I am making some money, but there's lots of parasitic expenses that go in there. Not only am I buying the filament, and then I'm buying all of the screws, the machine screws that I'm using, and all of the nuts, and all of the stickers that I put into all of the packages. There's just lots of little things that add up.
Right.
And like, for example, the shipping. I'm still charging $7.75 to ship priority mail. The post office actually raised that rate to $8.15 like a month or two ago. And supposedly it's only a temporary increase, which I doubt that's the case. But supposedly it was only just for the holidays, and then they were going to drop the rate back down. But I doubt that they will. But anyways, there's lots of expenses. I really should sit down. And then electricity, of course. These devices use a lot of electricity. So I really, at some point, I should make that one of my 2021 resolutions to actually figure out, hey, am I making any money on this or not? I don't know. So it's not to make a decent amount of money. You probably have to sell stuff more at the price that Clark sells his stuff, I would imagine.
You're a techie guy. I'm really surprised you haven't created a spreadsheet and really working out all the numbers.
I know I should. Okay, now let me close the voting on the stand. Close.
I'll be back in a second.
Go ahead. I'm good. I'm just counting numbers. All right, so we're going to generate a new number here, guys. Oh, wow. All right, that's the highest number we've had so far. 94. 94. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, amen, Shane. You're not going to get rich, but I do enjoy doing it. I do enjoy doing it. I have a PayPal account that a lot of people pay with PayPal, and that money goes in there, and I try to use the PayPal account to pay for stuff. Like a lot of times I'll pay for like wheels out of that PayPal account, or at least it'll go towards the wheels. So it's it works out. It's fine. I enjoy doing it. If I didn't enjoy doing it, I would stop doing it. So. Okay, so all right, now, wow, okay. So the number is 94. Let's see, is anyone close? Wow, someone is close. 98. Nice. I bet that's going to be the winner. Oh, wow, no. Shield 400. 95. Okay. Shield 400, you are the winner of the blue and black Frankenstein stand. Congrats. And again, guys, if you came in recently, all you need to do is email me at duff@euc.army. Say, hey, give me your YouTube handle. I'm writing down what each YouTube user has won, and then I will handle shipping it out to you guys. All right, so let's keep this moving here while Marty's gone. I got 2 stands left. We're getting deep into the stream, so let's get rid of this one. This is another one of those like weird. It's called Mystic Green. The print quality on it wasn't ideal, so that's why I didn't put it up to sell. But again, it's quite functional. It's an adjustable stand, and it is the tall side stand. So this will work with any wheel. Some people run into the misconception that, hey, the tall side stands only work with the suspension wheels, right? No, they're fine. They're fine for anything. They're fine for any of them. This one also does have the reinforced bottom. Once I sell all the older stock, I'll just be selling these exclusively. I'm going to be calling them XS for extra strong. But okay, so let me open up the voting here for this. Vote now, green tall boy. Tom, the email is duff@EUCArmy. Actually, I should put that in this. Hold on, let me put this on the slider here to make it easier for you guys. Edit. duff@eucarmy.com. Bang. Comments. Okay, there. Oh wait, where'd my banner go? Banner show. Okay, so I have my email address in that little scrolling banner at the bottom. But now voting is open for the Tallboy Mystic Green stand. Mystic Green. Yeah, this is made with Prusa mint, made by Prusa, which is the printer that I use primarily. It's a weird color. It kind of looks, depending on the way the light hits it, it looks differently. Like sometimes it does look green, sometimes it almost looks like brownish. I don't know. It's a weird color. This is actually some stuff that was given to me by one of my coworkers. He didn't use it, so he donated it to me. So I'm donating it to you. All right. Oh, Marty's back. All right. So let's add him to the stream. Oh, okay. So Marty muted. Okay. So Marty, you're muted right now. I tried to unmute you, but I can't unmute you because you muted yourself.
Yeah, I muted myself.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Wow, Marty, we have 60 simultaneous people in here right now.
Yeah, I wonder if any of you guys came here for my YouTube announcement. You never know how that works.
That helps. I appreciate you doing that for sure. Every little bit helps. EUC.
I'm only doing it because I can get some of your super chat money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, man, I'm going to be able to retire soon. I'll soon be like you. So I know this is a stupid question, but do you have any regrets about retiring?
Did that answer your question?
Yeah. I knew the answer already. I didn't think that you would miss it, but I know that I won't miss it.
It's just get totally different. You develop a really different perspective on life, and once you're retired, everything's definitely changes a bit. But
I'm sure
it's highly recommended. Of course, the problem with Utah is a lot of people when they retire, they move to Florida because it's cheaper, right? And everything. So what do you do? What do the people in Florida do when they retire?
They move to less expensive houses, probably. In Florida,
They move to the swamp.
Yeah. Oh God. So Marty, what did you think about that last swamp ride I had with Dan? That was pretty crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane.
That reminded me of some of my misadventures where it's like, oh God, it keeps going on.
It felt like one of your misadventures at times because that one section, for like 5 miles, it was just like we were carrying the wheels more than we were riding them. It was just awful.
That went on for like 5 miles.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I bet.
Wow.
It was either the water or it was just too mucky to ride. Yeah, it was terrible.
But the part that would really make me nervous was walking by these alligators. Were you at all nervous?
Yeah, because the one spot, because I've ridden past alligators all the time. It happens all the time, but I never had to walk past an alligator. I was within 2 feet of that alligator, carrying my 60-pound wheel through the water. It was definitely not the safest feeling I've had.
But I have a feeling alligators maybe aren't quite as dangerous as they're portrayed to be. Maybe, right? I don't know.
No. I mean, they're going to freeze like a statue, or they're going to actually be scared and run in the water. The one exception to that is if you come into a situation where there's a female alligator with her babies, and she feels that her babies are threatened for some reason, then you could be in some trouble. So luckily, we didn't have that situation. But that from what I hear, that is a situation that can be bad. Where they could actually act aggressively because they think that you're a threat to their babies.
Or if you're literally swimming in water where there's alligators.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But if you're on the ground, okay, that makes sense.
Well, down here, I mean, all the time, well, not all the time, but you hear quite regularly stories of like these communities that have these man-made lakes. and oftentimes alligators decide to live in them. And you read in the news quite often about like people's dogs getting snatched from the edge of the lake by an alligator.
Wow.
Yeah, it's scary. Kind of scary. All right, let's close the voting on this. Close vote. Help asks, what's my favorite printer? My favorite printers, I have 4 of the Prusa MK3Ss. They are my workhorse printers. I like them. But if you buy them pre-assembled, they're $1,000 each. So I have 4 of them. So I have $4,000 sitting on the one bench. Okay, so we're going to generate a new random number for the Mystic Green Tall Boy stand. All right, it's still a high number, 81. Let's see, how are we doing here? 69. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Didn't he? Oh, okay. I thought he did win before. He did not. DM 204375 hits it on the nose. That's our first person that's actually hit it on the nose. 81. Just make sure no one else put in 81. I don't think so. I hope not. Okay, there we go. All right. So DM, let me write that down. Where was that? There he is. DM 204375. Again, guys, email me at duff@eucarmy.com. Just say, hey, here's my YouTube handle. I won this. Here's my address, and I'll take care of the rest. Okay. And I haven't stand yet, but we'll wait a little bit. Marty, actually, can you entertain the crowd for a second while I take a very quick bathroom break?
Sure.
Do a song and dance, or I don't know, show some of Lupe's art or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can see the chat. If anyone has any commentary of interest. Hope you guys are enjoying your winter riding. I'm sure I'm glad I don't have to ride in the winter. I see some of the videos of you guys in the snow or the rain. It's just beautiful. Tomorrow I'm going to ride in the mountains, and it could actually be in the high 40s up at the top of the mountain. But here, Southern California, quite often there's not a cloud in the sky. So tomorrow, even though it might be chilly up at the top, sometimes it can even feel like you're overheating because of the sun just hitting you all the time. So I'm just really glad I live where I do for riding. But you guys all, I guess, you adjust to wherever you live, right? So I'm sure you guys are all used to it. But tell you, again, it's for me relatively chilly. Warm weather riding in safety gear is a different experience, right? Because I feel like I actually can't quite wear the safety gear that I prefer to wear when I gotta put a heavy coat on, for instance, because I like to wear body armor and they just don't really go together. I guess you gotta make some sacrifices for how you ride, where you ride.
I'm back.
All right, you missed the song and dance.
Okay. So Bucky asked, do you think the EX would have survived the Overheat Hill in the summer? I don't.
Clearly borderline. I haven't heard back from Nick whether he was going to let me know. He was going to open it up to see if the fan was actually working or not. I haven't heard back from him. So, but as it was, now if we're do that in the summer. Now it was kind of it was in low 70s, and like I mentioned in the video, we were kind of sweating because of the sun.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So it's not like it's a cold weather. I try not to do these tests if possible when it's cold for us, or when it's hot. I'm not going to go to Overheat Hill when it's 90.
Mhm.
Or if we got really hot weather, I've done it a couple times. I'll get up there at 8 in the morning so I can do it before it gets too warm. So I think for all my tests, the temperature has been within probably 15 degrees of each other.
Yeah, no,
And-
you generally tried to make sure it was a cooler day when you were doing it. It always seemed like took that into account.
In my opinion, the ambient air temperature has less effect on the heating of the board as does the current that's flowing through the board,
Mhm.
and the heat sink and the heat dissipation design that they have. That overrides the air temperature, I think. So
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so Marty, it says Marty was naked. You were naked while I was away, Marty? Wow. That was quick.
yeah.
Good job. Did you know, Marty? I just found out yesterday. I mean, you know Larry Zarkoff, obviously.
Of course.
Okay. I didn't know that his wife is like a TV producer, director kind of deal. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He
Half
linked
the
her IMDb profile, and she's been involved with a bunch of shows.
Yeah, half the people who live out here are involved in the Hollywood business.
Is he involved in the Hollywood business too, Larry?
Yeah.
What's he do?
Well, I don't know his whole history, but I think right now he does a lot of create promotional videos, like trailers and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Maybe not trailers that you would see on the big screen, but maybe trailers that you see on commercials or the web, stuff like that. So he's a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Really?
So I believe his wife carries a heavy load, so to speak, and
oh wow,
and he takes care of he has a young daughter, but he does work too, but doing I think most of what he does he can do it at his home. Larry, if you can always correct me, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I saw him on, but yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't realize that. That's cool. Okay, guys, I just opened the voting for a XL shirt. Another XL shirt for you big guys like me. Big / tall. Number 1 to 100. US only, please. I'd appreciate it. Let's see how many things I give away so far. 8 things so far. We'll do a couple more. I have one more stand back there. Oh, man. So what else is new, Marty? I'm trying to think what else is new.
Some of these comments are really...
yeah, I missed a bunch of them, unfortunately.
These guys are a crack up.
Oh, on-air promo is Larry. Larry is here.
Yeah, that's Larry. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, what's up, man? I didn't know your YouTube name was on-air promo.
Yeah.
So, you think that you might be putting LED lights on your Sherman now that you're inspired by my job? Although I'm sure I know that you're gonna have to probably put a splitter in so the lights are running in parallel instead of in series, because I'm sure you're one of those people that doesn't like them going in opposite directions. That probably drives you crazy.
Yeah, I don't like. Well, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but yeah, I'd much prefer if they were synchronized. And
I think you can do it easily. I think you just need the right kind of splitter, and then they just run parallel, and I think it would be fine. Yeah,
I'd like to. There's a local rider who showed me his Sherman maybe a couple months ago now. He did that too, and I got the parts, and I had the parts list, but I haven't bought it. I don't know.
Did he wire to the system board, or did he use an external battery pack?
What did he? I think I want to say he had both options.
Oh,
because there was an issue. He had an issue that if the controller has all these different modes, and if he went some some modes drew too much power
Mm.
and would affect things. I can't quite remember the details, but I think the Sherman particularly, it looks cool the way the shell design and how the LEDs lay on the shell, you know, in the front and the back, how they go inward.
It follows it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I just don't know if it's time, right? And sometimes I procrastinate, and then if I ever get the monster or something like that, you know, that sucks all kinds of time away.
Yeah.
And
Well, what I like about because the reason I got these lights is because you saw that I rode with those guys from Miami. Enrique had those on his wheel, and I like that they're so high resolution. You know, there's 144 of those LEDs in a meter, so I like that visual as opposed to bigger but fewer lights. I just think
that's why, like the Nikola.
Yeah,
your
Nikola.
favorite wheel.
Yeah, I don't hate the Nikola. I just traded it for a 16X. That's all.
Yeah, but that had really high resolution.
Yeah, that's the only other wheel that I production wise that I know that has high resolution LEDs like that. So you were mentioning the Monster Pro. What do you think about that? I've seen was it one guy or two guys posted that, was it Kevin that crashed his Monster Pro like at 15 miles an hour and had all that shell damage? Was that Kevin's out there?
Alien Rides? I think so.
Yeah. Because I heard a bunch of people, you know, getting on Gotway for again, you know, not using a better material for the case for a $3,600 wheel.
The problem is it's such a massive wheel, big. On my V1 Monster, I remember, I think within a few weeks of owning it, I dropped it. And this is like a slow speed, stupid kind of thing where I got off the wheel. In the act of getting off the wheel, I lost my balance a little bit. So it got away from me and did a little simple twirl, didn't go up in the air, but it, you know, kind of spun a little bit, whacked the ground, and broke the back of the shell, the LED lights section. I had to ultimately put the Frankenstein bolt, you know, to tie the two pieces of the shell together.
I had something similar happen with my Gen 1. I dropped it at a low speed, like City and I were riding, and she kind of moved over, and I wound up hopping off. I was not going fast at all. But especially those Gen 1 monsters, they were not good at cutting off this as soon as they hit 45 degrees. They were just spinning out and go crazy. Yes. And it hit the nose and broke the nose. You know, it was just it's annoying. But what I don't understand is it seems like universally the Nikola, whatever the Nikola is made out of, is durable and strong. And I saw that video where the guy is riding down the sidewalk, for some reason falls off backwards, and then Nikola slams into that pole.
Yeah,
and it was okay. The shell did not explode. I just don't understand why they don't, you know, put an effort into using a similar super strong material for something as big as the Monster Pro.
Well, I'm not convinced it's the plastic. I don't know for sure, but I think maybe it has to do more with the shell shape and the design, because the Tesla is tough, the MCM5 is tough. No, those wheels are these curvy, egg-shaped. They don't have hard edges.
Right.
But you look at the Monster, all the M Superclass wheels, you know, they got a lot of hard edges, right? I think that's more to do with it than the actual type of plastic. I don't know for sure though.
I don't know. I'm just curious what the difference is. Like, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe like you said, just that the design of the Nikola is less conducive to that. Oh wow, Larry! So Larry won the shirt. The random number was 80. It was 81 last time. Now it's 80. So Larry won the. That's cool. It's good for Larry to get in the action. This is a. What did I say? This was extra large, right? Yeah. So extra large shirt to Larry.
I was asked this the scariest moment I've had during a ride.
What's that?
And
Someone's asking you that?
yeah,
What about your?
I think
Your
that,
wobble?
yeah, but yeah, but probably the second. What's funny is the second one behind that is also wobble related. I did it's not on video, but I did I think it was a Z10, the Z10, and I was kind of comparing the acceleration between the Z10 and the M Super. I was doing some experiments on my street, and so it'd be like a hard acceleration, and then you know, kind of rapid slowing down. And I had the most god awful wobble on I'm pretty sure it was a Z10 when I slammed on the brakes, and it was. I mean, I don't know how I pulled it off. Probably some luck involved. So I was actually able to slow down and get off the wheel. But for a couple seconds, it was just extreme.
Oh, wow.
Extreme wobble. And I was going fairly fast. And it scared me. It's like I think I stopped doing the test at that point. I thought it's not worth it.
What about I remember this is also Z10 related. I remember when you had the Z10 that you described that a disconcerting feeling that it didn't want to slow down very well going down hills. You felt like you might not be able to stop. That's a little scary.
Yeah, but it's not the same as have you ever had a death wobble?
No, I've never come off from a wobble. I've had bad wobbles when braking.
Have you ever had a death wobble? Means it's a wobble that you I mean, somewhat facetiously think you're going to die. It's so bad. Doesn't mean you've fallen off, but it's like a really scary, like, my God, what's going to happen? Have you ever had one of those? Okay.
The only time I've had wobbles like that is braking. And I just usually will just back off the braking and it smooths right out. So no, I've not ever had a wobble that felt like I was on the edge of coming down.
Well, if you ever do it, it's one scary experience. And I think, and that's why I'm not the only one. People call them death wobbles. They're pretty scary. Now, that's going down a hill where it feels like you're going to lose it. It's very disconcerting and kind of, it's not scary. You know, you don't feel like you're going to kill yourself because worst case, you would just fall off the wheel and the wheel would, you know, continue on its way. The death wobble feels like, wow, you could be breaking some bones.
Well, I mean, my worst crash was on the skateboard, but that was up 1 second, down the next. I had no idea it was coming, so I wouldn't say that was scary. You know, the end result was kind of scary, but it wasn't. I didn't know it was coming. Actually, I think probably the scariest thing, and it sounds funny, is probably riding my Ninebot 1E Plus when I was riding in the rain, and it started to tilt me back, and the pedals were wet, and I could feel myself slipping off the wheel. Now, granted, I was only going 13 miles an hour, but it still scared the shit out of me. And I came off of it, and I fell off to the side and rolled down the hill a little bit. So yeah, that wasn't fun. I can't imagine going at a higher speed.
I remember that, believe it or not.
Yeah,
long time ago, huh?
I got knocked off my Ninebot 1 quite a bit from tiltback. So DM204375 says, any suggestions on how to recover from a wobble? I mean, my suggestion is it's hard because, especially with a new rider, is to just relax. Kind of, you have to relax because a lot of people, when you feel that wobble, you tense up, you get nervous, and that actually makes it worse. Normally, you know, you think if you clench down on the wheel with your legs, that might help it. At least in my situation or my experience, usually when I start to wobble, I just try to relax and ride through it, and luckily I have. I don't know.
But those are mellow wobbles that kind of we all get. I still tend to laugh at people that say, "Oh, just do this and this and you'll get out of the wobble." I have a feeling that those are the people who've never experienced a death wobble.
Yeah, like I said, well, I mean, once you get to the point of no return, I don't think you have to just find the best way to land, I guess, the best landing position. Not much.
Even if you watch Kuchi's video that he dropped today, by the way, it's a really good video.
Is it?
You'll enjoy it. but he has wobbles. So, and that's another thing that you'll hear people say, "Oh, I've never had a wobble. I never wobble."
Mhm.
And I say BS, because I don't care who you are. People get wobbles. I mean, it's life, right? Hopefully you don't get a death wobble, but it happens.
Well, the way that I ride a wheel and the geometry of my legs, I mean, I wobble. If you ever watch the way the wheel's going under me, I have wobbles all the time because I literally do not have any contact with the shell normally with my legs. I just my feet are on the pedals and that's it. So the wheel does wobble under me, but never death wobbles. Thank goodness.
Hey, Melody.
Oh, Melody, sir.
Popped in, said hi.
Good old Melody. She's the only person.
She does 3D. She does 3D printing. She's printed up some stuff for me. She's printed some stuff for me. I'm waiting for the next time we ride together, so she can give them to me. There are these. I forget what you call them. Kick plates, maybe. They're these little pieces that you can add to the bottom of your pedals that allow you to kick the pedals down.
I've seen them.
Yeah. So she's printed some of those up for me.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah.
No, Melody's cool, but she is the only person that ever criticized me putting candy in the envelopes. She didn't like my candy collection, which is just random. Oh, you still got it? Oh, you're saving it for a rainy day. What is that? What flavor is that?
Looks reddish. I'm not sure what it is, but
cherry or raspberry, who knows?
Yeah, but I've eaten the Tootsie Roll. I like that one. Yeah, I don't like all your selections, but
yeah, it's just random. It's we have a store down here called Rural King. They have that in LA, but it's called Rural King, and they have this candy in bulk, and I just grab whatever and I throw it in the bin here, and I just scoop out whatever and toss it in the bags. And you never know what you're going to get. It varies.
Well, try and only send me Tootsie Rolls in the future.
Tootsie Rolls, all right. Actually, I think I'm out of Tootsie Rolls, so I'll have to get some more of those.
It's a fun touch. I like it.
Melody says that it's old candy. Yes, it's generally speaking, it's hard candy because I can't be sending Snicker bars through the mail, unless you want to have something that looks like diarrhea. When you open it.
Great thought there.
Yeah, because chocolate would probably melt. So I try to stick with hard candy. So, but we'll see what we can do, Melody.
I can't get that image out of my head now. Thanks.
Oh, you never had a melted candy bar before, Marty? All right, so let's see. Let's we'll do another shirt, and then we'll do the last stand, and that'll be good for the giveaways. Let's see. All right. We just did an extra large, so we're going to do a large shirt. So let me put the Mel, you're new. So basically what we're doing is people are putting in a number between 1 and 100. And I can type. And then I'm doing a random number generator, and closest to the actual number wins the item. And United States only, please. Okay. So let's get this off here. So I'm trying to think, what else am I doing EUC wise? What other projects I have? I still have. Oh, that's something we could talk about, because I know that you don't have a lot of experience with the Sherman with a road tire. Is that correct, Marty? Have you not ridden a Sherman with a road tire at all?
No, I haven't. I know there's a couple guys that have them here, but I've yet to try it. Yeah,
I mean, I've been quite happy with it, to the point that I haven't had any pressing desire to put the knobby on. Yeah, it feels just fine to me. It's comfortable. And I don't notice any difference in stability, because I know when Kuji, tried the street tire, I think he had a different tire than what we were given now. But he had that crash when he had the road tire on, and then everyone's like, "Oh wow, the road tire is unstable at speed." So I think that really pushed a lot of people away from it.
Yeah, but how many people ride like he does, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. But I have not seen any negative really at all with the road tire so far. It's comfortable.
I like to see Kuji. You see some of the stuff he wrote on his video today was on the RS, and
right.
He's doing these speed tests, and he starts from 0, and he just like leans into it like that. And it's just like,
it's crazy.
I tell you, it does give me confidence. I should do more aggressive accelerations. I tend to not accelerate crazy like that, but then again, there are guys who demonstrate with some of these wheels all the time. They do that. Part of the reason that I think I don't is my history. A lot of these people have only been riding for, a year, 2, 3 years. But when I started riding, you couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. If
you did that, you would immediately fall because the wheel would give out on you. They didn't have the power. And it happened to me where I would get on the wheel, kind of start accelerating faster than I should, and just immediately I'd land on the floor. So if that's your history, you feel kind of, I don't know, it's like, it's like anything in life. If that's what you're used to when you're learning something, it's hard to get out of that mode of thinking. So in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, the wheel might cut out at me, and so I just tend not to accelerate. But when I see people like Kuji, Mickey, and other people doing that, where they just lean into it on some of these wheels, I think, maybe I should have a little more fun. I'm not going to be going 30 miles an hour, but maybe I should have a little more fun from 0 to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think the hardware definitely is way better nowadays and able to support it. And maybe you and I, because I had the same experience with my early wheels as well, especially my $200 wheel. That thing, you sneeze in that thing, it would cut out. It was really terrible. So,
right.
But yeah, I don't do really strong accelerations, typically, but I can understand the appeal. So what was the Cliff Notes? What was his overall opinion of the RS? Positive?
Yeah, he liked it. Basically, and I've ridden it a little bit, and he's just saying it's a more powerful version of an MSP, very similar, but it's faster. So it was pretty much a thumbs up. Like I said, he did kind of lightly touch at the very end for a few seconds the bearing issues, which in my mind is kind of like a big deal.
If people are looking at that video to make a buying decision, I think that definitely is something that needs to come up in the conversation for sure.
Yeah, I will not right now, as we're speaking, I could not in good faith recommend any of the hollow bore motors right now until, I could, unless you know what you're going in, a lot of people, don't mind spending the money and replacing bearings and all that kind of stuff. But if you're a little more casual rider, there's no way I'm going to recommend any of those wheels until I see evidence that they've got it fixed and that they're good. Because, there's a history of other wheels. The MSP, that is an incredibly solid wheel. That had an incredible reputation, control board, everything about it. Awesome wheel. You can't say that about these new wheels. There's just way too many failures, even if it's 5%, which I have my doubts. Those kind of issues weren't happening on a wheel like the MSP. So I can't recommend them right now, but hopefully, because I think I'm going to own one, hopefully in 2 to 3 months, we'll be able to say, yeah, these are great wheels.
Right.
So
well, One other thing was because I talked to Merlin Fish,
Yeah.
pedals and all that kind of stuff. Well, he's a machinist. He knows a lot about bearings, and he did that video about he's replaced bearings on multiple RSs. He's the one that did that video where he actually heated it up with like a torch, drop it in. He said the other issue, at least with the RS motors, is not only the bearings, but also I guess there's something with the way that the motor itself is sealed. It's not sealed well, and he actually has been drilling drainage holes because there's a possibility of the motor holding water.
Really?
So, yeah. So he actually, if you watch that video, I think he talks about it there, about adding holes for drainage as well. Yeah. So it's just, I'm really surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised, but it just seems like there's a lack of engineering with these hollow motors, that they didn't test them, or they didn't think it through 100%. That we're having to discover this stuff after the fact.
Yeah, Gotway is just so disappointing sometimes. I'm going to continue calling him Gotway for a long time.
Yes, but I don't even know how to pronounce their other name. Is it Bigot? Is it Bigatti? I've heard it pronounced like 3 or 4 ways. I don't know.
But you see pictures of these new wheels, like for instance, Kuji's video. He shows some pictures of inside of the RS, and it just looks like a crappy something like a 6th grader might have put together. I mean, come on, it does. Look at a KingSong wheel. Look at an Inmotion wheel. They truly look engineered. They have wiring harnesses. You know what a wiring harness is?
Sure.
The Gotway wheels. Gotway wheels. There's goop all over the place. There's wires crisscrossing. They got fans stuck in weird places, hot glued in. It's a joke. It's really depressing.
It's never really gotten significantly better.
No, there's some sense that they've gotten worse. They've actually gone down in quality in the this last release of wheels from I would say the MSP was the last solid, reputable wheel that they made, and it seems like the wheels they've released after that have gone down in quality, which is hard to believe.
Fly by Night commented that Kuji also said the RS overheats. Did he mention that in the video? Do you remember seeing that?
No, I don't remember that part.
I remember he actually jumped into the EUC influencer chat on Facebook, and he actually asked if anyone else had the RS overheat, and I said I had not heard of that happening for anybody. It's lots of bearing problems, but I have not heard anyone else mention anything about it overheating.
I have. No, there have been. Yeah, no, there are issues with overheating from what I've seen in Telegram groups and stuff, but I don't remember Kuji talking about it in his video.
Okay.
Maybe he did.
He says it's in the beginning. Fly by Night says it's in the beginning.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't watch a video yet. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Didn't come up in my feed for some reason.
I really don't like the new YouTube where they change. I subscribe to a lot of people, and I used to, with the notifications, I would get an email.
Right. That's why it's supposed to work.
Was released. Yeah, but they stopped that.
Oh, they did?
I don't know if you know that, but yeah, YouTube, they made an announcement some months ago that said they are removing that feature. They're no longer sending out any emails. And supposedly,
what does it do?
I know. It shows up in maybe your feed someplace, and they said in their video, they released a little video about it to like us, people who produce videos. And it said, from our studies and samples, because we did some tests where we turned off notifications, and we learned that it had no effect on traffic, and it's had effect on me because there's I have to go out of my way to find videos that I think people probably are releasing it, but I'm not seeing them. I don't see any announcements on any of your videos. I don't see anything. Really? Every once in a while, I might see it pop up on my feed somewhere. But
well, that's true
yeah.
because like a lot of times what I've gotten in the habit of doing is because I've noticed the same thing. Like you get your feed and you would think in your feed, if someone you're subscribed to release a new video, that would be part of your feed. I mean, that would be logical to me. But I often have to just go into the subscription menu on the left and say, okay, I want to see the videos that I'm subscribed to, the users that I'm subscribed to, and then I see everything. But if you don't do that step, there's not a guarantee you're going to see the stuff. Unfortunately, it's stupid.
So apparently it has no effect on the people producing videos in terms of traffic, but the people who are watching videos, I gotta believe it's a negative. Mm-hmm. It is for me. It's for me. And
yeah, I'll look into that because again, I always in every video I'm like, hey, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notify bell. Well, it sounds like the notify bell is that they remove the dinger from the notify bell. It doesn't notify you anymore.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of stupid. All right, guys. So here we go. We got my last stand here. The last stand I'm giving away. This is another adjustable tall boy stand. This is using the different font that I'm going to be using on some of my stands. This is the more comic book font. This is actually the same font. Like when you see me in a video sarcastically say that something is extreme, this is the font that you normally will see the extreme in. This is actually the Fortnite font, by the way. This is the same font that they use for Fortnite. So yeah, now this one, the print is fine, but there is a little bit of a gotcha. When I first made the change to the lettering, I placed it too high. So on that side, this would drive Marty crazy because he doesn't like this kind of imprecision. Yeah. It's high on that side. And then I saw it and I moved it down to a more normal spot here. So that is the only flaw in this stand. Otherwise, it is 100% good to go. Adjustable tall boy stand will work with any wheel that you have. So let me open the voting here.
Yeah, with that new font design, I thought maybe you had been drinking that night.
Yeah, well, I like it. Cindy likes it. Mickey doesn't like it, of course, but Mickey doesn't like anything that I usually do.
Is that an option, or is that all they all come that way now?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I can do it either way. I might like make it an option on the store that you can pick. It's a little bit of a annoying thing to have to carry both. I don't know. We'll see.
I do like the old. I hate to agree with Mickey, but I do like the old.
That's when you agree with Mickey. But it's easy. I mean, I have both models, so it's easy enough for me to switch in between. But all of the wheels are going to have this new thicker base on them. The XS for extra strong. Once I sell all the other ones, I'll be tagging everything as an XS stand.
Good marketing.
Yeah, the people like little letters attached to things.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Well, you're good at marketing, man. Yeah, I mean, you got this scroll running across the screen with special codes and.
Yeah, I don't have my email.
Get it all together.
Yeah, I have to see how many people are taking advantage of it. I tried to stock up a little bit so I would have a good amount of stands that people could pick from. But I'm pretty sure when I do a promo like that, 20% off, like my profit margin probably sinks to like maybe 5%. There's not a lot of money to be made. All right.
Well, you're doing it all for the love, Duff.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's weird, but I enjoy it for some reason because it does consume a good amount of time. A lot of times during the week, I come home from work and first thing I'm doing is going into the hobby room and putting stands together, changing prints out, putting stuff on the store, all kinds of fun stuff.
I think all you guys who are interested in these stands, you should buy them soon because if Duff does his spreadsheet analysis.
Yeah, might be a going out of business sale real soon.
Right, so crap, I ain't doing this anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, what do we got here? All right, well, we'll leave the voting open a little bit yet. I'll probably do one more shirt, and then that'll be it for the giveaways. I think I gave away a lot. Pretty sure. And I appreciate you sticking in here the whole time, Marty. I didn't want to, consume your New Year's Day night. And we still have a good amount of people in here. That's great. It's great that we have so many people hanging out tonight. I appreciate all the people that have kicked in super chats. Marty likes the contributions to his retirement fund.
So I guess there's no wheels in your future right now, huh? For you?
No. I can't even think of one that I would really need. I mean, really, people were asking me about the Monster Pro. I'm like, well, I have a Sherman. Why do I need a Monster Pro if I have a Sherman? I mean, a Monster Pro has it's a 3,600 watt hour battery, so it's a little bigger battery. But other than that, I don't really know why I would want one.
Well, okay, so the battery might actually end up less range, believe it or not, than the Sherman if you go by just the battery, because Sherman, or I should say veteran, like KingSong, allows their wheels to go to a lower voltage.
Oh, does veteran? I didn't realize that.
Because 0% on the Sherman is 76 volts, and so Gotway, it's 80 volts.
Oh, is it 80 volts? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the 3,600 watt hour battery actually might be less range.
Yeah, you're right. Wow.
I look forward to getting it, because so far I still haven't seen anyone who's done a true range test on on the EX or the Monster Pro.
No.
So I'm very interested in doing that. And for me, I'm hoping it's just going to be a real nice ride, because as you know, there's nothing like the Monster. That ride, it's so nice. So I can imagine a 24-inch tire. I'm just thinking that might be nice, but yeah, if the ride isn't that much better and the battery and the range is actually equal to or worse than the Sherman, I might not get a Monster Pro.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna either get a S18, an EX, or Monster Pro, or 2 of 3 of those. So,
are you gonna unload anything else from your collection?
Yeah, I really should, even though I like everything. And I don't know, it's hard because probably the MSX would be the wheel I would tend to want to get rid of. But then again, I think, who wants to buy an MSX? So what am I going to sell it for $400 and might as well just keep it for
your 84 volt MSX?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a great wheel. Zero issues with it. But so yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to sell any of my newer wheels I have.
Right.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough managing a stable of what is your current count at right now? What is it still like 12, 13-ish, or what are you at wheel count wise?
No, I'm not sure. I gotta add it up, but
Sure.
it's between 10 and 12.
Okay, that's good. It's double digits. That's always safe. So you have double digit wheels.
Yeah. I get nervous if I'm down to this is not a joke. I mean, I look around and I think I had less than 4 1,600 watt hour or greater wheels, I'd maybe be a little nervous.
You might have a problem, Marty. I don't know. You might have a problem. Thanks for the super chat, Larry. Appreciate it. Very, very nice of you. I'm trying to think how many. What do I have? I think I have 6 EUCs right now. M10-3, Ninebot 1E Plus, 16X, S18, V11, Sherman. Yeah, so I have 6 wheels right now.
And do you still have those
The
kind
one
of
wheels?
the loaners? Like, didn't you have an ACM too for
No,
a while?
well, that's Katie's boyfriend's has an ACM. Yeah,
I thought you had it for a while. Maybe no.
No, I fixed the tire on it, but no, I don't keep it. Yeah, so I get to ride his ACM once in a while. Oh wow, Melody gave me a super chat for better candy. Oh wow. All right. Well, if you buy something else from me, Melody, tell me what your candy of choice is, and we'll see if we can work something out. Oh, Mickey's back. I guess the kids went to bed. Marty, that should make you excited.
Hey, Sean is here. Hey, Sean.
Oh, he is.
Sean, tell me what's the state of the Monster Pro, and am I going to see it in January? Do you think?
Yeah, Sean, we were talking about you, man. Your wheel mangling talents. Not necessarily you, but the people that you let touch the wheel, I guess, are a little rough on them.
He babies all his wheels. Problem is, Sean, that you might baby the wheels, but you give them to people that don't.
Yeah. That's funny. I think it's the first time I've seen Sean in here. Nice to have you here, buddy.
Now he's going to ghost me, though. He's not going to tell me what's when. I ask him on Facebook, and he never responds to me. He ignores me.
Does he? Oh,
yeah.
Sean's usually pretty friendly. I don't know why that would be.
He doesn't respond to me.
I mean, you know, all the New York City guys hate you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think they hate me too now, so that's all right.
If you ever want to be trashed and feel like you've just walked through a sewer, join the New York City Telegram group.
Oh, I'm in it. Yeah, it's I don't even attempt to try to stay current on it, though. It's impossible.
Yeah, go in there and do a search on your name and see what it said.
People talking trash about me.
Oh yeah.
All right. I will. You said that. Oh wait, I do have to. Do I have a? Did I ever close the voting on the stand? I don't think I did. All right, we got to close the voting. Hold on. Okay, I'm so into other things. Close voting. Okay. So we closed the voting on that last stand. And we're going to do a new random number generator. Now, if this number is 79, then I'm going to have to check with Google and see what's going on here. We're going to generate the new number. Ah, there we go. We got something different. Okay. The number is 12. All right.
So you notice how Sean is still not responding to my question that I asked 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, I don't know. He's... I don't know what's going on, Marty. He always responds to me instantly, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Who got close to 12? Anyone get close to 12? 15. That's pretty close. 19. 19.
Yeah, Mickey, that's exactly what the New York Telegram chat is like.
What, like a... What is it? I didn't see his comment. What is it?
Just that it's like the slime that Yoshi loses wheels in Southern California. You know, we got slime in the bottom of our riverbeds.
Oh.
And, if you ever ride out here, you know what it's like. So he responded. So I guess I'm going to see it in January sometime, maybe.
Oh, good. That's good.
With bent rims and all.
Lucky you. Oh, so Ben Sacheri actually came up with 11. So I believe he is the winner of that last stand. No one else, because we had a 15. Yeah, I think Ben is the winner. EUC Vibes had a 15. All right, Ben, congratulations. You won that last stand. Just send an email to the email address you see in the scroller there. Just say, hey, this is Ben from YouTube. Give me your address, and I will send it out to you. No problemo.
Nice super chat there.
Oh, who did that? It's $20. What the heck? Who did that?
Rune.
Wow.
I rode with Rune. Let's see. I hope I don't get this wrong. He's from Florida, and he rode with me. He came out for the 2020 tour. Rode all. all the days. He's an airline pilot.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Hey, thanks a lot, man. Super chat is much appreciated. Very, very kind of you.
Thank you. So yeah, Mickey, Sean, I certainly would appreciate that if you guys can get that fixed on your end before sending it out to me. It would be nice to have a Monster Pro that's more or less, good riding conditions. Because even though I don't ride it that fast, like I said, I am gonna be having Tim ride it, and Tim is a master of the monster, and he knows speed, man. So don't want to have him riding a wheel that's going to get all wobbly above 30.
Well, if I remember correctly, when he did Overheat Hill on his monster, didn't he like grab the handle and like kind of like use that to apply additional torque as he went up the hill?
Yeah.
Quite unconventional.
It works though.
Yeah, it did work for sure. Yeah.
There was a guy in New York City. He might have been using one of the demo wheels, and he grabbed the handle to pull it, which seems like a suicide move, but to get the wheel moving incredibly fast. I'm sure Mickey knows who I'm talking about. Mickey or Sean.
So Sean said he's going to look up a rim repair video. I don't think Marty wants a repaired rim.
No, I don't have any. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, just ask Gotway. The guys that put the bearings in just use the same hammer technique and just bend that rim back, and you're good to go. Yeah. EUC Vibes mentions. I thought I heard that there was an E-Wheels repair guy in NYC. Is that, you know about that, Marty? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, that's what Mickey. He just recently said he was going to have Paul fix the Monster Pro. Okay. So if that's the case, it'd be. Thanks, Mickey.
Yeah, because I think fixing means replacing the motor, basically, or the rim, at least. Because I certainly wouldn't feel good about just trying to bend a rim back and have it be safe.
It depends on the nature of the bend, but the picture I saw, it kind of looked like a big bend. So, yeah, I don't know.
I see some blaming going back and forth between Sean and Mickey. He encouraged the NYC guys to use the strap. Okay. Mickey says no, he doesn't think that the bend is a problem. The rim can be bent back. Okay.
Yeah, but Mickey says it's a tiny bend, guys, but then he tells me you can only feel it above 30 or something. And that's what I'm saying. I won't feel it, but I'm going to have guys who ride 45 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
They might feel it. And
right.
But yeah, I'll take, I guess I'm just going to have to take the New York City leftovers. What can you do?
What else is
there? It's all payback. It's all payback. I know it's payback because they're all pissed at me for keeping the Sherman and causing a 2-month delay in deliveries, and all because I did my test. They hate me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because of your test. Yeah, that's right. They held back the Sherman deliveries. That's right. It is all your fault.
Yeah.
That's right. We're just boomers. That's what we do. Paul is a wizard with rims. Okay, good. I'd be interested in watching. I'm sure he won't video the process, but I would like to see someone bending a rim back in place and observing the technique. A lot of people are saying this isn't a big deal, huh? Hammer it, tube it, done deal. I know, Marty. Maybe we're just too old to consider it.
Well, if I get the Monster Pro and it breaks on me while I'm riding and I break my arm.
Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to get the Monster Pro and the EX and the EXN?
Well, like I said, originally I was supposed to get it first, so who knows what Jason will do. But my last communication with Jason was he was going to have the Monster Pro sent to me after Sean was done with it, but that they were having some weather issues. Gee, I wonder why. It's only December.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that before. That warmer climates are probably good for winter testing, but those New York guys, they do ride all year round. So,
right.
The Monster Pro should come to you soon. The EX and EXN will come later. Well, there you go. You're going to get it all.
Hopefully. So the Monster Pro, did something happen where you guys broke something in the shell, or is that just a minor cosmetic thing? I think I saw something where the light came out or something.
Well, I thought that was Kevin. I thought that was Alien Rides that did that with the Monster Pro. I don't think that was New York City guys, unless they did it as well.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, minor cosmetic drop, Mickey says. So,
Oh, minor. Okay. I'm sure it's minor.
I'm just giving you guys a hard time, Mickey. I don't really mean anything by it.
No, of course not. All right, I'm gonna do one more shirt, and then I think I'm gonna probably wrap this stuff up because I'm an old boomer and I'm tired. It's a lot later here than it is for Marty. All right, so I have a large shirt. I have one more large shirt here. We're going to open up the voting. Vote now for large shirt number 1 to 100. U.S. only, please. I would appreciate it if you were in the U.S. And then we will pick a random number. I have a lot of stuff to ship out. Wow. Oh wow, Mickey's going to polish the wheel up? Really?
So Mickey said he cleaned the inside. So are there issues with a lot of dirt and water getting inside the wheels? Which is not good. That's one thing that
RS has that issue.
Yeah, that Kuji said about the RS, that it's got pretty bad weather sealing around the speakers, and water is flowing in there.
Well, did you say there's a guy on Facebook today that showed his RS, and he said that he ran through a puddle, but it sure looked like the thing was just filled with muddy water. It was, I mean, the whole thing was just like, it was terrible. And I'm just curious where all that is coming in, if it is coming in through the speaker, because I heard the same thing, that the seal around the speaker is pretty much non-existent.
Now that's where the testing by the New York guys is really good, particularly I saw one video by you guys. I think last couple of days, you guys were running through slush, and obviously in California, you don't have to deal with water or much of anything. So my testing isn't very good from that perspective. So it's good real world testing what the New York guys put it through.
Well, this is interesting. So Mickey said that the stuff that's coming in is coming in through the hollow motor. Well, that's lovely.
Really? Yeah. Wow. Okay,
yeah, that's
great.
Enjoy that Monster Pro, Mickey, or Marty.
Thanks. Well, again, at least we don't have to run it through water out here.
Yeah, true.
Just lots of dust only, I suppose. So Mickey, can you actually, is it possible for the user to apply any kind of a sealant to prevent that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think logistically, like how it would come from the hollow motor into the shell. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to see one taken apart to see how that actually happens. I could understand it getting into the motor itself based on what I heard. You know, that shit gets into the motor itself, but I don't know how that works its way into the case. He said the EX is bad with that as well.
Huh. Interesting. Well, maybe we're all going to find out, that 2020/21 was the year of the failed hollow motor bore experiment.
Shield 400 says, I have a feeling Begod, however you say that dumb name, will end up just dropping a hollow motor altogether. Yeah, I mean, really, I don't know if they could just come up with a better way to mount their pedals, like KingSong, they're still using conventional bearings, conventional motors, and their pedal hanger mount is fine. It doesn't come loose, it doesn't. It's not a problem. So I don't know. I'm not sure the hollow motors are all that they cracked up to be.
I wonder if has anyone opened up the 3,500 watt-hour motors and determine what gauge wire are they using? Because I would think with that kind of power, they might need to be going to 12 gauge wiring, which probably would not fit within a standard axle design unless they went to a much beefier, thicker axle. I don't know. I wonder what they've done.
What gauge is in the Sherman when they redid it? Is it 14? Because I know you said they beefed it up, right?
Yeah. It's no. Let's see. The original wheels were 16 back in the day. Then they went to 14, and Sherman went to 12, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty sure they went 1 gauge up higher. I'd have to look at my notes. I can't quite remember. But what's needed for these 3,500 watt-hour wheels? Watt wheels. That's a lot more power. I wonder if they've changed the wiring at all.
So Mickey says dirty water comes in via the shell and then from the shell into the motor. Okay. Yeah, that would make a little bit more sense, I guess. It gets kicked up naturally.
Well, you guys need to talk about this in your videos that you produce. Mickey, Sean, talk about I don't recall this.
Sean's been pretty easy on Gotway in his videos. Yeah, because I mean that's like we said earlier. A lot of people use these as a reference to making a decision on what they're going to buy. And if there's not full disclosure here, I think you're kind of doing a disservice. Right. Definitely. Because I mean these, and especially with the price of these things, I mean the EX, isn't the EX almost the same as how much is the EX? 3,300? It's over $3,000, right?
It's within $100 to $200 of the Bouncer Pro. I mean, it's
crazy.
And the EX is a massive wheel. When you it's deceptive if you haven't seen one up close in person. It's huge. It's a thick, big, massive, very heavy wheel.
Well, it weighs more than the Sherman, I believe, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I think the heaviest wheel made. It's funny.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did you notice because one of the things that people say about the Sherman, even though it is very heavy, obviously, is that it's balanced because it has the exact same packs on either side and it feels very balanced. Did the EX feel balanced or did it feel heavy?
Well, it feels heavy, but it didn't feel out of balance to me. Just like, I don't know, I never thought the Monster, I had the 2,400 watt-hour Monster, so I had 2 packs on one side and 1 pack on the other.
Right.
And when I was riding it never felt out of balance. Only when you were stopped or when you turned it off, of course, it was out of balance.
Well, I think with the Monster, because the tire is so big, probably the gyroscopic effect is so strong with something that big that it wants to balance itself. When you're rolling at speed. So Mickey says he skipped talking about it because all the data was not in. After opening the wheels with Paul, we saw more bad stuff. That's too bad.
Has Sean created? I don't know if Sean's created a video on the EX or.
If he has, I don't recall.
But yeah, you guys need to. I mean, this is good good information.
It is.
And you guys need to put out some videos that talk about some of the downsides. I mean, you know, that's not necessarily going to keep people from buying the wheel, because we all know there's no perfect wheel. They all have their issues. You know, the S18 has a lot of issues, but I still love that wheel. I would still like to buy one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just good to know.
Just realized I never closed the voting on that last shirt. Let me do my last shirt giveaway here, guys. All right, so we're going to generate a number 17, another low number. And this is for a large shirt. 17, UC Vibes a 1, all right. 6 is the winner's. 17, wow, he hit it on the nose. Sergio. Good job, man. Anyone else? Okay, there we go. Sergio, you are the winner of the last large shirt. Congratulations. Sergio Della Rosa. Email me to the email address that you see in the scroller below, duff@eucarmy.com. Tell me I'm Sergio. I won the large shirt, and I just need your address, and I will get that out to you lickety split.
So Mickey says that Jason wants him to be harsh, and I can believe that. I mean, Jason told me, again, you can blame Jason about what I did to the Sherman. Jason
told you to do it, yeah.
He told me, do it, be tough, and try and destroy it. So yeah, that's what's good about Jason. He doesn't give you a wheel and want you to baby it.
Oh yeah, he's not looking for you to give a false representation of the wheel for sure. He definitely wants the real deal. So Mickey says that his EXN review will be as harsh as it gets. Uh-oh.
No, that doesn't sound good.
So I thought people, generally speaking, I heard people saying the EXN was nice. It's interesting. Yeah, because supposedly the firmware was better on the EXN. Very interesting.
But this is what's good about having different reviewers, right? We're all different. I think people look to what the New York City guys do. People who are really into speed, abusive riding, all that kind of stuff. That's great. You want to see how the wheels behave. But if you want to see how the wheels behave climbing a 5,000-foot mountain, well, you're not going to get that there. You're going to get that maybe from me. And so we're all different, and that's good.
Yeah. And I would say my specialty is open road cruising and occasional riding with alligators. That's my MO. Even though not too many people will get to experience that, but
actually, now that you mention that, what you need to do more of, Duff, is I think rain riding. I know maybe you don't like it, but that's a good test, right? Right. When you get these test wheels, ride them in the rain.
If you think about it, I mean, my whole V11 thing was really the first shot over the bow about the bearing problem. It really was.
Yeah,
it was absolutely the first time that anyone actually experienced what happens with the hollow motors. So, no, you're right. Like with the V11, even now I have a new V11. I think it's a second batch wheel. I will do whatever I can to avoid riding that thing in the rain. And surprisingly, I mean, it went in the swamp, so obviously it got wet and stuff, and I did clean it out, and it hasn't. The bearings have not acted poorly afterwards, but I'm still very worried about riding that thing in the rain, because I've ridden all my other wheels in the rain.
It does suck, doesn't it, to have a wheel that you have to kind of be precious about?
Well, especially down here, because I mean, rain is a thing all the time. In the wet season, it could be perfectly blue and sunny when I leave the house, and 5 miles down the road you have a torrential thunderstorm. So it is not good that your wheel might not hold up to those conditions. Definitely not.
And with me, some of the mountain riding I'll do or steep hills, I think about that sometimes. Some of the wheels I won't take because Gotway wheels, because I don't want to burn up a control board. You shouldn't have to think about that.
Some of those carries you've had to do down the hill, well, rolls, I guess you're rolling them, but they're basically carries with a dead wheel. They look pretty brutal.
Yeah, and that's convenient. I know two guys who had a wheel fail. They're both Gotway wheels. Up, we were doing a climb, 4,500 foot climb, and both times these wheels failed about halfway, and they had to spend a few hours walking, carrying the wheel down.
What, like the control board pods?
Yeah, control board failed. So we're talking these cases were, I'd say, about 6 to 7 miles. They had to truck them down. We're talking about dirt trails in the mountains.
What was that video? What was that video a year or two ago when you were? I don't remember if it was Overheat Hill or just one of the hills around you, where it was like you and then two other guys. Their wheels dropped like within like 30 seconds of each other. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was Frank Filmer and Jeff Klein. They both. That was Overheat Hill.
Oh, okay.
Frank wanted to experience Overheat Hill, so they were both MSXs.
84 volt, right?
84 volt, almost positive, and it
was so
they dropped within 2 to 3 seconds of each other. That's what made it so funny. It was like a cartoon. One of them fell, and then he looked at the guy who fell, and then he went down. It was just awesome.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember that one. That was quite interesting. But yeah, that's the worst when you have to walk a wheel down. But of course, nothing compares to your experience when you were riding with that guy and you almost died on the mountain from heat exhaustion. But you had the 360 going. It's like, hi guys, I'm almost dead.
Well, I might as well film it. Why not?
Yeah. So at least I have some documentation of my death. Yeah, that was some pretty scary stuff. I mean, you never looked panicked, but I mean, you did not look well. That's for sure.
I was actually a little scared when I called I was able to get through my wife. I was a little, because when your body feels like it's failing, and
it's scary.
It's not good because you never quite know where it can go. And I'm not 20 years old now either. So
right.
So, do you have any sense? And believe me, I know expectations, but you never know. We're doing the 2021 tour. It's scheduled. I'm having it in October.
It is scheduled. Oh, I don't know. Maybe
COVID should be history by then. I mean, with the vaccine and everything. And
you know what? I forgot I wanted to mention this in the stream, and I posted something about this on Facebook. You probably didn't see it. I actually think that I had COVID December of last year because I was looking. I do a blog. I don't know if you ever read my blog, but I have a blog, and I was looking at my entry from last year, December 30th of last year. And in that entry, I said that I had been sick for over a week, and all of a sudden I lost my sense of taste. And I've heard people talking about that. They think that it was actually in the States way before than they sounded the alarm. So I am probably 90% sure that I had COVID back then.
Well, have you gotten a test? Because if you have the antibodies,
the antibody test I think only works a couple of months afterwards. And back then, no one knew that loss of taste was a surefire sign of COVID. Back in December.
Wow.
So I'm pretty sure I had it.
So you're good to go.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I think I heard that even if you had COVID, they're still recommending that you get the vaccination. Are you gonna get it? I mean, you're not over 65, so you're not first in line.
No, I know. Yeah. I don't meet any of that criteria. All the strikes are against me. But yeah, me and my wife are going to get it. But to
I'm
be
not in a
honest,
rush. I'm not in a rush.
to be honest, I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. But I'm not going to be first in line. So
Mhm.
I figure when 50 million people have gotten it and basically no one's, it's safe. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I'll
no
be-
reports of horrible side effects and stuff. Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
get
I'm
it,
sure
but
way. But and I'm not. I've never been like pro or anti-vaccine really. But I had a weird. I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago. I was complaining of having this mysterious fatigue for a long time, where I was just
I think I
getting
remember.
tired, abnormally so. And the only when I went to all kinds of doctors for it, had all kinds of testing. Nothing definitive was ever found out. But when I look back again, thanks to my blog that I do, I saw an old entry, and I started feeling that way a month after I got my tetanus booster, which is interesting. And I actually got at the end of all this testing, I actually asked them to do a heavy metal test on me, and I actually had a high amount of thallium in my bloodstream, which is a heavy metal, which could potentially cause some of the issues that I was having. So it concerned me, and because none of the doctors could come up with anything, but just the fact that timeline wise that's happened right after I got my tetanus booster was strange. It just seems like a strange coincidence to me.
Yeah. Well, you're getting something injected into your body that's creating a response.
Right.
Obviously, it's going to have an effect. But
yep.
So anyway, if I'm doing the tour, any other people watching this, it's going to be October 16th for 7 days with the eighth.
Oh, that's earlier.
Bonus.
Right? That's earlier than it was this year.
It's always it's the second or third week in October, so it just comes out. It's a few days earlier.
Okay. Yeah,
perfect weather conditions, and the eighth day, the bonus day, will be Overheat Hill. Believe it or not. You don't have to actually ride Overheat Hill. That all the hills, there's beautiful trail riding, and it's real fun. So that's going to be the bonus day. So it's definitely on, and we had, boy, I think our biggest day we had over 50 riders in one day, and most of the days we had at least 25 riders every day. It was just fun time, and I'm pretty sure this year it's going to be a lot more people. And
yeah, I bet it will be, because you giving away that stuff probably is going to get people more excited about it.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have a celebrity out here.
Yeah, sure. Well, I thought I heard Ian talking about it. Ian and John from the UK.
Yeah,
actually
you're right.
So, yeah, that'd be exciting.
Absolutely talked about coming, if not for COVID. So I think maybe it'd be cool. Get some celebrities. Hey, Mickey, if you want to be considered a celebrity, you can come out here too.
That'd be exciting.
People would like to meet you.
It'd be like a big kumbaya session, East Coast, West Coast, get everybody all together. That'd be fun.
Get BT out here. Get BT out here too.
He'll probably be in jail by then, if he's not in jail already. Yeah, that'd be great. It would almost be like the Avengers movie, like you get all these get Sean out there, get everybody out there, get Chooch out there.
You just gave me an idea for a poster.
Oh,
that's good.
That would be good.
That's good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'll definitely consider it. I was going to do it in 2020 before everything fell apart. So as long as you don't mind giving me a wheel to ride, if I'd have to fly out there, I wouldn't be able to fly with a wheel, obviously. So
yeah, well, we'll talk about it. We'll see what I have available. That's another reason why I like to maybe not give away all my wheels. I can have some
yeah, it's true.
loaners, right?
Yeah, just give me like your shitty ACM or something.
Well, for you, I'll give you my shitty MSX.
Okay, that's fine. Mickey says inviting VT is like inviting Thanos. Yeah, yeah, sort of. yeah, VT would be kind of like Thanos. It's almost 11. It is 11 o'clock. All right. Well, Marty, I'm tired. The stream's been great, though. I really appreciate you coming out. We still have over 60 people. This has probably been my biggest my biggest turnout for a stream in a long time. But I think there's a lot of good stuff talked about. You know, not just pat myself on the back for 10,000 subscribers, and I mean, really, it's all about everybody else, you know, contributing and taking the time to watch the videos, which I'm very appreciative about. And we'll see how we go from here. I've read somewhere that supposedly, you know, there's certain plateaus in the YouTube hierarchy, and once you hit those plateaus, you know, you start getting referred more. So hopefully, growth accelerates from here. We'll see.
You know, another thing you can do to help that along is you can pay YouTube.
What do you mean?
As you know, well, as you know, you can buy basically.
Buy subscribers?
Well, not buy not buy subscribers. But I think you can buy like kind of ad time, so you could have your YouTube channel be like ads that show up.
Google's, yeah. I have never looked into that from a YouTube perspective. I know with Google, obviously, you can do that, but yeah, I guess you could. But yeah, I'm not that desperate for subscribers. Not that desperate. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate everyone that stopped in. Be sure to send me your information if you were one of the winners. Send me your information in email, and I will get that stuff sent out to you. And I appreciate everybody that participated tonight, and thank you, Marty, for showing up.
That was real fun stuff. We'll do it again, of course.
We'll do it again. Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you later. Bye.